Hey everyone, what are we saying? I've actually gone live, but I actually need to send a message first, um, so deal with that. How's everyone doing though? Warm as fuck, warm as fuck here today. Um, Everyone was fixed at work, so you were big chillin'. Fuck yeah, I've got my fan on the go. The brand of my fan is called Doctor Prepare, so I am Doctor Prepared. Where am I going? So, just. I realize at a certain point this is just me. This is just a stream of me sending messages that you can't see. I got like I got the message right before I went live, so I had to sort it. Okay, I think I've sorted it. And I think that means we're probably ready to lock in. What's that stuff on my chin and around my mouth? Probably come. EXO have their first two matches today and tomorrow. Who are you playing? No, I was thinking about co-streaming in Saudi Arabia. And maybe more so, not even so much Saudi Arabia, but co-streaming like live in a venue, right? Because most esport shows are family events, you know, there's no age limit, you don't have to be 18 plus or anything. So it got me thinking, if I was to strip out, say, all the cum jokes, all the dick jokes, all the blowjob lip stuff, do I have a show anymore? Or am I fucked? No, yeah, that's my fault. I was like, fuck. I'm gonna have to. Shit. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. So, I'm gonna have to think of some family-friendly anecdotes, I guess. Wouldn't advise I strip. Yeah, I mean, honestly, wasn't planning to strip. Wasn't planning to strip either way. Actually, regardless of country or venue, just generally wasn't looking to wasn't looking to take my clothes off. All right, so I actually haven't also set up any of this either. Let me press these buttons. Yeah, you say the country doesn't help, but you think if I did that same shit in Stockholm, it would be okay, right? You really think, yeah, DreamHack would be like, yeah, great. I'm so glad we are broadcasting this bold man who's shouting the word come every 4 minutes. Thank God we invested in this. You see where we might kind of hit Might kind of hit a bit of a problem, right? Bit of a problem. Yeah, I think cum zone is fine, but like, yeah, it's more like it's just because it'll be like I don't know how to explain it exactly, but like, can you see my pen? You see my pen? Like from what I've been shown of the expo hall, it's like the stage, and then I'm like pretty close actually, at least to one. I don't know if I'm to the main stage, but I'm pretty close to one of the stages. So I feel like the way it's been described to me is I'm actually like surprisingly central to the event. So I don't know if anyone's got a vibe on the crowd so far in terms of like age demographic, but yeah, I'll just chill out a bit really. Hop on the desk if you can. I've not been invited, so I think I'll stick to my own dedicated area, you know? My little box. Seem to be like all 16 plus. Okay, that's not so bad. I just know like a lot of the other events I've been to, in terms of, like obviously a lot of the Insomnias especially, and Dream Hacks as well, have like a much wider age demographic. Um because I think most of the streams that I think SSG watched of mine were actually mainly the Scrim co-streams, you know, and that were a little bit more down the line. But it'll be fine. We'll figure it out. Are you still streaming for Toronto? Yeah. I'm actually double dipping outrageously. Outrageously. You know what's the expression? Have your cake and eat it too? I'm just having two cakes. They can't stop me. Gonna be at the Esports World Cup in the SSG Expo Hall promoting Toronto Defiant. Sorry, Toronto Ultra. What can you do? All these people just signing one contract? Why sign one contract? Just sign all the contracts. Glory Hunter? Yeah, I don't know how much glory I'll be getting at the Esports World Cup. Hattie keeps telling me to charge you more because you're a multi-millionaire. Does Hattie lie often? Almost all the time. Almost all the time. If SSG play Toronto, we'll get a Monte Cristo shirt rip. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who to support. Who do I support in this? Who do I support? Like, because if obviously it's really it's really easy for me, right? So obviously, if SSG are playing, I support SSG. If Toronto are playing, I support Toronto. If an EMEA team is playing, I can support them. You know, I can support the locals. That's fine. If it's like maybe an NA team versus Korea, I can support the NA team, right? But what happens when SSG are versus Toronto? What's the play here? Support the blue team? Interesting. Interesting. Support whoever wins? SSG? Maybe I'll just have to do I'll have to do the you know when they do like the football punditry or whatever sport punditry, and they are and they like this is gonna be just gonna be explicitly neutral, non-emotionally charged language. My chat might not be the most unbiased. Yeah, I imagine. What do you think? My guess would be my chat skews SSG's way. You think? Does that sound right? I think my chat probably skews European, I guess. Just a little. You're a Toronto head because Florida? Oh, you were a Florida fan and you sort of like followed for players. And you're European? Ah, classic Glory Hunter Ondra then. Glory Hunter Ondra. Excited for Ondra to announce their transition to being a crazy raccoon fan after they win the Esports World Cup. You still say we were referring to SSG? I'll have you know, Cuba, it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. Now I'm just hanging out with the team again every day. Oh, fuck. Are we playing again tomorrow? We are, aren't we? I'm doing it again. Oh, what's it, the 19th tomorrow? Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Gaslight is a I'm not coaching him. Chris is doing it all. I literally just hang out. Literally just hang out. Just hang out. Sometimes tell him the wrong heroes to ban. You know. doing my bit. You told us you coached 2 scrims? I like substitute teacher 2 scrims. So yesterday, Chris had to delay his fight. Chris had to delay his flight because he was he had a fever. So he flew out a little bit later. So he flew out yesterday. So I was substitute teacher for 2 blocks. Won both my blocks though. So I guess I've still got it. Esports World Cup, yeah, next Wednesday, DD. Next Wednesday. Against who? I can't kiss and tell. Hi, Mapinlo. What do you do in the 30 minutes that you're waiting for the stream to start? Sometimes I do nothing. Sometimes I'm like finishing stuff off. Like, so for me, local time, we finish scrims at 2, give or take, you know, if we run over a bit, and then I start the stream at 3. And then in between, I kind of just like chill for a bit. Except today, actually, I procrastinated for like 20 minutes. And then I was like, fuck, I have all this stuff to do. So I booted up the stream, and then I went and did like my washing, took the bin out, and just did like a couple of other chores that I was meant to do earlier. So I actually ended up having quite a busy fucking preamble today. So a busy one today, but I managed it. Do you chew on ice cubes? No. You got any info what's for happening events? I don't think they're going to Korea. Would you trust a man? Would you trust a man who is A, Canadian, and B, wears a cap? Would you trust a man whose name was Rack? A man who plays Lifeweaver at every opportunity? I wouldn't. So yeah, I don't think they're getting going that far east anytime soon. You would trust him with your life? Oh dear, this is how you die. Exactly so, and that's why you shouldn't trust Rack. Is Ents dead? You mean not in like the literal sense, but in the sense that are they cooked in terms of their chances? Yeah. I mean, I think so. What I want to do, if I can talk you through, let me do a screen swap. If I can talk you through my plan, because today is Thursday, right? We can all agree on that. I think there's no initial controversy about me saying today is Thursday. Wait, is today Thursday? Oh, it is. Good. All right, I've not started with a lie. Fuck me. So, plan for today. All right, I've got this is going to be another anecdote as well. Because the plan today is to finish Gaming Gladiators, so I have a Gaming Gladiators anecdote after this. Don't gaslight me, it's not Tuesday. Don't! I've been waking up very early for scrims, so I could be easily misled and gaslit. I'm in a vulnerable state mentally, you know? So please don't exploit that. So, Thursday is today, as we've established. Today, we're going to look at Gaimin Gladiators, and we will hopefully cover all of Gaimin Gladiators stuff. We'll probably watch maybe a map from M80 as well, because I think we'll have time. I say a map, maybe a quick series, right? Maybe not from the final day. So, we'll check that out. And then, we're not streaming tomorrow, because I've got scrims, and then I'm going to be doing a, what do you call it? I'm going to be recording a video that will hopefully come out at some point over weekend. Maybe it's a question. Are you still here, Alpha? Are you busy this weekend? Could you, if I record a video on Friday, could you edit it and get it out on the weekend? Or am I asking too much? Before you answer, maybe I should also say it'll probably be over an hour. Maybe I've tricked you now. Can do? Alright. Okay, then I'll record all the bits tomorrow. We'll do that. And then Saturday, we'll look through the SSGs, some of the SSG games. And then Sunday's stream, or maybe some of Saturday's stream as well, depending on how it goes. What I want to do is I want to do maybe an update on this. I want to do an entire bracket run through, right? Because even though the bracket's going to be very draft based, everyone just keeps calling me a millionaire. Then we'll do a full bracket run through. Hey Renato. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Has Uncoachable run out of guests? No. Yeah, were you the one who tweeted me saying Has Uncoachable run out of guests? How's just for Q&A? The Q&A is always guest free. The Q&A is just for 3 of us. Where is it? This one you mean? It's just for 3 of us. 3 of us for the Q&A every time. Much to obviously everyone's Yeah, did you watched it right, Alpho? What's the what's people's thoughts? Because at the moment all the Patreon this is our sixth Q&A. What are people's thoughts of actually releasing some of the Patreon Q&As, some of the older ones on YouTube? So like, you know, it's June today. It's literally July. It's July today. So what if we were to release like March's one to the public on YouTube? What about that? You know? Can we kick Unter off a pod? No, we're not going to do any kind of like Big Brother style. You think Chris's idea was good? Yeah. I mean, it's also, I guess, 0 effort as well, right? Because they're already all uploaded to YouTube anyway. I just need to do the YouTube admin for it. You just bought a champ account. Should I play comp and D-rank? Or should I actually try to improve? Nah, if you D-rank too much, just buy a new one. Come on. Can you also upload to Spotify? You mean the Q&As, chat? Only issue is the questions are super outdated. Are they that bad? Should we watch a bit of it and see if it's any good? Let me switch account. Which one was I talking about? The March one? That was my hypothetical, right? March. Patreon March Q&A. Okay. Let's see. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the March Q&A for a Patreon exclusive, just for our. As a non-Patreon, I like this, but I don't know if it would stop. So the idea would be each month we'd still do the Patreon Q&A, and the advantages to the Patreon Q&A, aka the reason you might deem it worth paying for, would be because one, you get the latest one every month, and you have the ability to ask questions as well. Then with the ones we would release publicly on YouTube, we'd release like say we're in July right now, we'd release March's one. So if you were to watch only on YouTube, you obviously wouldn't have to pay, but you would obviously have to, it'd be a little bit behind, well, a few months behind, and also you wouldn't get a chance to ask any of your own questions or anything like that as well. Any questions that are actually relevant to esports will be outdated. Most of Aura's questions are probably timeless. Yeah, I mean, we can take a look, right? Should we just skip to a random timestamp and see if we get a good question? Surely I can get fucking HD on my own videos. Come on.
You already, you know?
Yeah, fucking booters. I don't know how many more top fours they've got in them before they fucking booters, but
They should have gone the M80 route and just cut you already, you know?
What do we have now? Let's get to a new question.
This is Alva. From J.R. Smithsonian. Says, check out Tomathan. That guy is ATP if he actually had funny thumbnails.
This is a timeless question. This is a pretty timeless question, right? What do you think of Tomathan? Good question. What's this one?
Subscribers.
Yeah. Twitter. I might have to follow them back, you know. I can't lie. Like,
Good.
fucking
I guess that could be a segment of it. All right. This is a question for me.
Oh.
How much London Spitfire / Cloud9 branded clothes do you have? Do I have a London Spitfire tailored suit?
Thoughts on solo tanks on rosters? Yeah, most of these questions are alright, actually. Is Samaj saying he will retire? Where did he say that? What is this? It's just more Exoflame? Let's see.
So you will literally be here all night. All right, the next one is for Chris, though. How did Spitfire end up getting picked up by SSG?
Oh, see a good behind-the-scenes question. There we go. Does Chris just shit talk? This is the March one. So I feel like it was probably very topical at the time, you know? But yeah, probably. I think most of those questions hold up, you know? Most of those questions hold up. Is that link wrong now, Fitch? I think so. Hold on. Yes, let me open my Nightbot. Where's Nightbot? Oh yeah, did you guys want the absolute client fucking Gaming Gladiators story? I've clicked on the wrong, hold on. I've clicked on the wrong thing. Let me lock in for a second so I actually click on the right thing. Nightbot. Commands, custom, Patreon. Edit. And it's just uncoachable now. Alright, should be fixed now. So, as many of you probably know, I've been streaming a bunch this week, looking at old previous VODs of some of the games for the teams in their qualification, or just any games they've already played, or the most recent games before the Esports World Cup. So today's title, I can get you verbatim title. Something like, yeah, Gaming Gladiators EMEA VODs. So then I go live, right? Pretty normal go live type thing, right? Then I get a message from Gaimin Gladiators saying, "Do you have our codes? My coaches are a bit worried." Fucking clients. Yeah, they thought I had just got their scrim codes in secret and then was just blatantly going to stream it here. Nonsense. Am I going to Riyadh? Yes, Crispy. I'm going to be co-streaming live from the event in the SSG. I don't know what it's officially called. The SSG Expo thing. You should have. No longer a Gaming Gladiators fan after this scandal. You're going as well, Crispy? But with who? Join him in the booth? You literally can, Crispy. I'm going to be there. I imagine I'm not going to have to work particularly hard. I'm just going to have to co-stream. But it's possible. It's possible I'm probably going to have actually quite a long day, right? Because there's going to be so many games, especially the group stage. Like this section of it. There's going to be a lot of games. This is like 2 days, right? So there's going to be... Can somebody do the math? How many games would there be in each group? So each team plays 3 games. So there'll be 12 games, 24, 36, 48 games across 2 days. So 24 games a day. Presuming we probably do 3 streams. And we do 8 games a day. Or 8 slots a day, right? Oh, do they have the full match list up now? Oh, okay, so they're like lopsided. You just bought the Patreon? Thank you, Fitch. I do appreciate it. But the good thing, actually, if you buy the Patreon now, you actually have 6 Q&As to watch, so you have so much content to go through. Other first matches, yeah, so all these matches are a group stage, right? So each team will play a round robin, or each group will be a round robin, and then the top team goes straight through to quarterfinals. The next 2 teams go through to round 1, and the 4th place team, they're dead. They're dead, they're out. So everyone gets at least 3 games. Everyone gets at least 3 games before they are expelled from a competition. But yeah, you're welcome as well, Crispy. Happy to have... You know what we should do? If you're still here, Crispy, you know what we should do? If there are going to be 3 streams, what we need is we need you, and maybe we need like maybe we need a 3rd person, or even 2 more people. And what we have is a full Soccer Saturday setup, where I will be Jeff Stelling, and then we'll have like Crispy on the SSG game. And then we'll have whoever our next person is. Maybe we'll have one person going and standing outside like the team room. We're like, yeah, we're gonna go to Cammy now. Who's at Derby? Who's at Derby? And he'll be letting us know. There's just been an own goal, Derby. Hasn't there, Jeff? Fuck. I don't know if we'd actually have the setup there. I can just ask for more monitors, I guess. Who else is on the team that just isn't playing? Use for Pug PCs? Yeah, good shout, Alpho. Yeah, good shout, actually. And then they can just join Discord or something? Yeah, that's actually how it would work. That's perfect. You'll be at Stockholm? Yeah, I'm going to go to Stockholm. I don't know if I'm going to be co-streaming from the event. I have asked them if it's, like, possible. But when I asked, I think it was too early to say one way or the other. If a game's going to happen at the same time, what ones are you going to be watching live? I mean, it depends. I guess, actually, can I do the math? I guess we don't know. So, okay, so it'll be, these two games are at the same time, and these two games are at the same time. Yeah, so that's what we thought, right? Eight time slots, and then there'll be 2 games from each group happening at the same time. I mean, that should be pretty easy then, right? Because let's say, I don't know what order the fixtures are in, right? But let's say Gaming Gladiators are playing Rock, Crazy Raccoon are playing Toronto Ultra. It's obvious what game we're watching, right? Similarly, if Toronto are playing Gaming Gladiators and Crazy Raccoon are playing Rock, it's obvious what game we're watching, right? What about the second one? Let's see. So this will be 25th. I think it'll be the same. So now, starting at 1, then this is 2:30, 2:30, 4, 4, 5:30, 5:30, which should be 7, 7, and then a late one as well. 8:30, 8:30. Yeah. Yeah. When and why did Rock sign Loaded? Not that long ago, and I think the main reason is because it was super fucking cheap. if you want the BTS, I'm pretty sure they gave them like nothing, really. You know what I mean? Like it's just like they traded nothing for nothing type deal. I think they got a few extra flights. Who's getting eliminated in each group? I think Rock are dead. Isn't it kind of funny, right? That I know why Rock have done it, right? And it was just like a very low investment, whatever decision. But it is funny that Rock Esports are just going to continue to have the worst year in Overwatch potentially ever. On all the teams they've signed. Because this team's going to go straight out. Whatever Rock touches just seems to be destined to finish last. But yeah, I think Rock are gone. I think Hunter and the boys are gone. I think Bleed are gone. And if I had to pick, I think Nightmare are gone, actually. I think Nightmare are gone. That would be how I would anticipate it. Not my boy Seeker. Yeah, I just find it. Yeah, I have to presume. I think player for player, Virtus Pro and Nightmare is actually pretty even. Depends what heroes are relevant as well, right? Of course. There's certain things like maybe on Tracer, Sauna's very competitive, but if we start to play more of Zera's hero pool, like we start to play more Genji, more Pharah, that probably favors that actually probably starts to favor Zera on that side of a matchup. But Virtus Pro, I think I prefer their backline. Tank-wise, Infected versus Rajaro, I think Rajaro is better. Maybe Infected's got a bit of a wider pool so that Nightmare can try and exploit. But also you got to factor in Virtus Pro do indeed have the scrim bubble advantage. So I think that'll be a really big buff in reality. Do not underestimate the scrim bubble. We're forgetting Infected to play dive. Yeah, but how far does that actually get him? You know, how far does that get him? Have you seen that Crimzo is in Korea, Japan? No, you've not seen it either, Archie. You've not seen it either. He pulls out Wrecking Ball, just you wait. Fuck. Infected will ball out. Will it solve anything for him, though? He's got a reflect support. The first one, DD. He's a flex support who plays Lucio. You think Strider would be a good fit for Nightmare? No, I think most of the stuff Strider does, Infected just does it better. I think that's the yeah, I think that's pretty much every hero. After Esports World Cup, I don't even know who the best option is for them. Probably best to import again, if I were them. Hawk, do not get Hawk. No, don't make Hawk play again. Let him go, you know. Let him go it peacefully. Stop trying to resurrect Hawk. Low-key people aren't ready to hear, but Infected is better than Strider every single hero. Yeah, I agree, actually, Wilder. I think Infected's on the right path. Hawk is reserved for M80. Fuck, you probably just import a tank again, right? Probably import... Who do you even import? Kellen? Now they can't get him over, right? So it'd just be on a billion ping. Who do you even import? I'm thinking European, mostly. You heard OG, he might be looking for a team. Good shout, Evan. Do you know how I can get in touch with him? Dan? Yeah, I mean, it's maybe possible, right? KSA? I mean, KSA would be a good signing, but I don't think KSA would join him. Because again, you gotta remember, like, for all the Saudi players, ping to America is actually really aids. So I don't think they're gonna be very keen to play on high ping. Saudi to NA is worse than Korea to NA. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Mirror? Nah. Don't know. I feel like you should import someone. Surely I'm just forgetting somebody's name, right? I'm going to press this button, I'm going to see somebody's name and go, oh yeah, just import them. I'm really going to face it playoffs. Face it. EMEA, season 1. Let's try again. Maybe Tama is the play. Import Tama. Or Hitori, right? Not J-Karu. Just buy out Smurf from Falcons? I mean, it's probably it's a reasonable play, but I don't think it's a financially feasible play. Crocs? No, I don't think the Americans could not handle Crocs. There's no way it would work. There's no way it would work. It'd actually be more likely to work if they signed Alpha. And that is meant almost entirely as an insult towards Alpha. Alright, what am I doing? I am doing a stream. Alpha 1v1 for tank slot. What's up to say about Crocs? There's no way. There's no way. There's no way the Americans could handle someone who's like so aggressively French. It's not possible. It'll never work. It'll never work. So, if we remember where we were watching Peps, and they just redeemed themselves a little bit, right? Wait, was that the order of events? Let's see. Esperanza. Yeah, Esperanza. They did redeem themselves, but it doesn't wholly shift my view of Peps, because it was when Ents were playing Doomfist, and generally speaking, Doomfist is really hard, so not convinced. Could you throw in Crewontifer? I don't think he'd do it. Our Pep's just mid. Yeah. I think ultimately, I think part of Pep's problem maybe is their highest peak is maybe on Malga, right? At least the highest peak we've seen. But when we look at like the standard of the Esports World Cup, you know, like maybe Ents are like in a weird enough position that they can like overtake Ents. But when we look at like SSG and the Korean teams, and Toronto, and probably LGD as well, I think Pep's just really struggled to compete, just in terms of firepower, really. And the problem is that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. So to get top 8, to be that 8th best team is a little bit tricky, right? And their group's really hard for them, right? I don't really see a world where they get a result against Toronto or Crazy Raccoon. Rack is going to put Ents over top? Don't know. I mean, what is true is... So, if you don't know, the way the playoff system works, right, is if you come second or third in your group, you go into round 1, right? But it's not seeded. It's all the round 2 teams get to pick. It's like a draft, basically. So all the people who finish second get to pick from the teams that finish third. So we can do this in more detail, but I think there's like there's a world here where actually you want to play the Group C team, I think, in theory, right? Like, if you're one of these third-place teams, which you think might be like a Virtus Pro, or maybe an LG... No, sorry, maybe a TM, or maybe a Gaimin Gladiators, you probably want to play Ents or M80, really. Whoever finishes second out of this group. We're not practicing at all? What do you mean? Oh, wait, that's not to me. I'm just butting in. I'm with Castoris on M80 beating Ents with the new Ents roster. Ents being locked out of practice. Yeah, you gotta remember. Oh, why is my voice breaking so much? Fuck. Can't believe I'm still going through puberty at the age of 21. But yeah, M80 are also out of the scrim bubble. In fact, M80 might be out of any kind of scrim bubble. Not only are they not in the best scrim bubble, they're currently bubbleless. They're currently not even blowing bubbles anymore. So, it might be a bit rough around the edges for them. But I don't know. So Ents should beat them, right? Ents should beat them. Are M80 not in Korea? No. M80 are chilling. Bleed sneak out of groups? Nah. Rack and Crimso both tweeted from an airport, though. Where are they going? Yeah, they're going to Finland. They've got they are boot camping, but similar to Nightmare's boot camp, which I believe is in Florida. Ents are doing a Finnish boot camp. So, I mean, they'll still get a lot of the perks of getting to hang out with each other, but they won't be getting all that many Korean team scrims. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a nice time, right? If I told you, do you want to go spend a week in Finland with the Ents boys? I'd say, okay. That seems like it'll be alright, don't you? You know? I'd say yes. Ents are flying loaded out to Finland. A load of Brazilians in Finland to scrim Ents a billion times. I could see it. Papa Joe, once again, I know you've denied it. It feels like you might be Finnish, honestly. I know you've denied it in the past, but it feels like you might be Finnish and be bringing some of that bias into some of your commentary so far. I'm Swedish? Not buying it. Not buying it. If you're Swedish, then Crimzo is currently in fucking Japan. Only people I've heard hate in Sweden that much are from Norway. I don't know. I feel like I've always had a better time. I think I've always had a better time in Finland than I have in Sweden. Is that true? Yeah. One time I was in Sweden, in Jönköping, for a DreamHack. I was staying with my mate Ed. He'd put me and a bunch of the other TF2 people up in his house. I say up in his house. He was a uni student, so he was in the halls. So I was staying there with all the other TF2 players. Sideshow was there, Bren was there, and we were out on his balcony having some beers, as you do. And then some of the local youths came round on their bikes, and there was some guttering like on one of the lawns nearby. And they started throwing the guttering at the balcony. And then they threw some stones at the balcony. So we went inside. But yeah, so cheers, Sweden. Good time. Yeah, when I say it was like an apartment block, we were like 7 floors up. So they were really lobbing this guttering. I think because it was like, it was outside the university season. Or whatever, outside semesters, I guess. So I think the whole place was actually pretty deserted except for us, you know? So they were just roaming, looking to cause trouble, and they decided, let's throw rocks at these nerds. One of them hit Sideshow in the head. He was alright, though. I'm sure you have a grand time at the Stockholm. Yeah, my plan for Stockholm might be... like, I might kind of turn up at the event, and then just completely dip and go find a bar or something, and not watch any of the games. That might be my plan. I might just treat it as a holiday. Maybe that would be. Maybe that's my plan. I've not decided yet. We'll see how I feel at the time. Cheers to that. Exactly. Alright. You over mods 1 beer? Name one thing the mods have done. Venture was at DreamHack? What does that mean? No. Brennan Sideshow. Timed you out? You're right, Papa Joe. You're right, Papa Joe. They've earned it. Chibi's done all your good thumbnails? I've done all my good thumbnails. Surely. Surely I've done my better thumbnails. I think I've actually done my best thumbnail. No, in Swedish bars you have a better time getting plastered at the venue. Yeah, well, I think I've said this before, but every time I end up going to Sweden, the running joke is the best part of Sweden has been Copenhagen. So we'll see if that holds true. See, this is... Let me show you the one. I think this is my best thumbnail. Hold on. There goes Papa Joe again. Will the mods earn their beer? Let's see. The Peps one was good. That's the one I was going for, Alpha. I think I actually popped off with that one. Where is it? Oh yeah, come on, this has to be my best thumbnail. Where is it? This one. This one? This one has to be my best thumbnail, no? Unbelievable value, this one. But it's for French? Yeah, but it's anti-French. Think about it that way. What does it look like as a thumbnail? What do you mean? You mean like that? Think I'm gonna need to hire another mod soon? Yeah, well, let's go on with the game. But yeah, for those who didn't know, Alpha edited the video and he used one of Mozart's songs at the start, and YouTube said no good, no good. That's unfortunately copyrighted. Mozart, I guess, still owns this fucking song, so you can't use this piece of music at the start of your video. So yeah, fucking Mozart. Fuck off. Come on! Surely Mozart has enough notoriety now that he doesn't need every single royalty. Like, surely his fucking Mozart estate is just coasting off these royalties. It's because other people copyright their renditions? Oh, so I'm incorrectly blaming Mozart. All right, I'd like to officially rescind that blame from Mozart and a formal apology to the Mozart estate. Do you have a version with music? Yeah, did you just send it to me? I probably still got it downloaded somewhere. Do you want me to find it? Was that highlights 2? Was it this one? It has got FD God does catch this one. Oh wait, you can't see what I see, can you? How can I do this? If I do this, can you see? This is the one you mean, right, Alpha? That was free. This one. Psycho still walking forward. Might be able to catch FD God. Does catch FD God. They still have to care. Zodios of high ground. Look for HP. Yes, actually have no HP. Landon's one. Psycho's one. They're all dead. It's just Haddy. Has to stay on the payload. Has to drop the cage. Yoham's got the Kyriot. They think they can 1v2 him. Haddy just needs to live. Haddy's killed Yoham. Can anyone touch? Our Zodius move the row back closer. It doesn't matter if they don't touch. Peps comms. That bit, right? That was the bit that was too much. Too much. For old Mosey. Fuck's sake. Yeah, we can always if you can find a copyright free one, Alpha, we can always re-release it. Whoa! Thank you, Bacon Pancake. Anyone good get one? Harry Haas? BJ9. Thanks for trying. Thank you very much. Appreciate it a lot, Bacon Pancake. What are the rest of you chatting about? Yeah, if you can... if you can find it, Alpha, we can re-release it. You're just good at dodging subs? Archie, forever dodging. So much work, dying. We've literally sourced for song for you. Just replace one song. Do you still have the VOD template or whatever it's called for like the edit file? Yeah, surely it won't take that long then, right? Just a quick re-render?
Fuck you, Chris.
Oh, thank you, Bacon Pancake. What a star. Archie will now live in an ad-free world. The new video has been such a pain, though. Yeah, I mean, put it in, like, the, put it in the, like, what do you call it? Low priority queue. I think if these are your jobs, Alpha, and I know this is technically a Pep stream, not a my meeting with Alpha stream, but it could be two things. Wait, hold on. I think my epic pen is broken. Give me a sec. Where am I going? Co-stream in-game. Pen. Where's my pen? Hopefully my pen works now. You see it? There we go. So yeah, so I think the number one priority is this EWC preview video. And then the stream highlights. And then the, like, Peps fix. Something like that. Do I know if Chris is doing I know it was mentioned as an idea, but I don't know. I don't know if he's actually doing it. He's going out tonight, I think, but I think not with the not with the Korean Uncoachable guys. With what are they called? With like Roston and that, and the old Philly Fusion GM or Soul Infernal GM as they were later known. So long as it's not a Peggin Alpha live stream. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, no, this will not be a video of me pegging Alpha. I'm a real shame I have to clarify that. Is the Alpha pegging on the Patreon? No. No pegging on the Patreon. What am I hearing? If so, immediately subbing. Do you know why Crispy ain't playing Saudi E-League? They got Bliss instead. I don't know if it was like a... They changed it at the same time they changed KSA. I don't know if it was a like... Because the Kellen situation, Kellen informed us was mutual. Like he wanted to go and they wanted to replace him. But I don't know if the Crispy situation was they just wanted Bliss instead, or if they if Crispy just wanted to leave, so they just had to get someone else in. I don't know if it was like a push or shove type thing, you know. But maybe for $100 one, no. If you do want to spend $100 on the Uncoachable Patreon, you do get access to the what's the word? There's a word for these. The pilot episode, and that was never released. So, you know. I've collected... Did anyone else just get this notification saying you've collected all the level 1 emotes? What does that mean? What happened? Is Johnny reinforced? You know Johnny's cancelled? Johnny's cancelled now. We've bled Johnny dry. Let them dry. How much Ash do you think will be played at the Esports World Cup? Probably loads. Probably loads. I think she's in a really good place right now. Yeah, Crispy's going to the Esports World Cup. He was telling us earlier. I'm sadly back. Fuck me. You know what? You know what? I think it's time. Yeah, I'm actually 100% the same page as you, Braven. When I was just about to say, maybe we should watch some Overwatch fights, because we've done that thing that often happens where we just end up talking about pegging for a while, you know. And if anything, we need to get out of the habit of talking about pegging. No pegging talk. Peg-free zone. Wait, that's given me an idea. I should create an emote that's a peg. No? Because Twitch will just allow it. Fuck's sake. And this is why we have these conversations, you know? This is why we have these conversations. It's just like it's like a brainstorming session, you know? No bad ideas. And eventually, we'll freeform our way to a good one. Because in my head, right, my idea, I'm gonna have to Google this so carefully. I'm just gonna Google peg, okay? Just peg. Just something like this, right? Just something like this. I'm not Googling pegging. But just something like one of these ones, right? Just something like this. Have it shake. What I'll do is I'll just call the emote pegging. You know? I'll have like a still peg and a pegging emote. Great. Great. I'm actually, unironically, you can't see this because it happens off stream normally, but I have a notebook where I write down like a to-do list so I don't forget to do things. So I'm actually going to write down pegging emote. Good. Pegging emote has been added to the to-do list. So we are locked in. Now I won't forget to do it. Weird time to hop into this stream. Yeah, currently my to-do list reads record preview video, bin back in, sort travel insurance, and pegging emote. Great. Great. I don't think SSG will like this. Yeah, I mean, from when talking to the SSG boss men, they were actually big fans of the stream. But they mainly watched the scrim streams, which great. Thank you, Lady Trash Panda. Which I think were probably way more educational than some of the co-streams. Because they were actually very nice. They were actually very nice, very complimentary to me as well. They were like, they said it helped them learn the game. Oh my god, that reminds me, Sano. I actually need to message. I need to message SSG, and I think I need to ask them for t-shirts, because I might unironically not have enough t-shirts to wear that aren't Cloud9. Do I? Maybe I can wear some of the uncoachable ones. And you want some as well, do you, fan? Anyone else? Anyone else? I do have the Toronto ones. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I need to ask Toronto as well. Because obviously they're going to be Toronto Ultra at the event, so I don't know if they want me wearing a Toronto Defiant thing. I'm not sure. Can you get a couple? Yeah, no problem, side. I'll ask. I'll ask, right? Can't hurt to ask. Is it happening? It's happening here, Kizzy. It's happening on this channel. You should ask for the touch grass PJs. You don't want to wear a Toronto shirt for the SSG booth? I mean, Cubic, you have no idea how willing I am to double dip. And everyone's agreed to it. Everyone's agreed. I've got an open relationship and everyone's on board with it. No problem. Playing 4D chess? Exactly, Crispy. Just keep taking sponsorships. Too fucking warm? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna crank the fan. Hopefully, can you guys hear the fan? Any fan hearers? Alright, we are fan free. Literally got no fans. No, not your fan, but my fan. Oh, fuck's sake, Panda. I'm cranking something else. Great. Let's watch some fucking Overwatch, shall we? If you tune in to my Esports World Cup stream, the number of times I'm going to have to readdress the line of conversation. Go, should we just watch some Overwatch, shall we? I'm pressing play.
Can't deflect the focusing beam. And if you expect HUD to run out of Sigma 2, yeah. Sure?
Mirror for tread here.
That's so strange.
All right, Sig versus Sigma, a full Sig mirror. This first point is actually a nightmare for the Malga teams. Really slow, really pokey. Ash very strong, Echo pretty strong. Genji can at least contest these high grounds. So just get an old poke off. I think in theory, the side of a map that the Gaimin Gladiators are right now is better. Because like this corner and this corner, I think, are more useful. Go Gaming Gladiators doesn't hit the same as LA La Peps. I know. How's FD God got the opening pick? All right. How's the GG review been? We've mostly only talked about pegging so far, Juby. Juby, if you have any free time and you want to make a pegging emote, it's on the to-do list. This is... Juby, you're actually here. This is the first fight that we're looking at. Fuck.
To actually get set up on these points to try to take these engagements because of how methodical you would want to play that hero. So Festola switching over to Ramatra. This is not a hero that we see him play often, but he has played it before.
Thanks, GB. Guys, come on, I'm watching the game. No fucking... Leave it out, peggers. So it's a little bit weird that they're playing the Kiri here, Peps, instead of the Baptiste into this. So we're just gonna window turn the corner. This is swapped onto Ram, so is indeed trying to play like the game of like tank counter swapping, tank one-upsmanship. I mean, it's a good point, Sion. What people don't know is PGE is actually it's an anagram of peg. So think about that.
Be in a better position, I suppose. Oh, FD got his one. Surely you're gonna kill him, Lucio. No, too slippery. Too slippery.
You just had to reload. Unlucky. That could have been a kill for you, but nope. You just had to reload. Unlucky.
So yeah, I mean, a pretty straightforward retake. This is some of what we've sort of seen from Peps. It's kind of similar to what we saw from Virtus Pro as well. It's just some really soft mistakes that gift them stuff, so or gift them retakes. One thing Chris would always say to us on London, and I'm sure he says it on SSG now, is if you ever give a retake away for free, fuck you. Fuck you. And that's a terrible price to sell a retake for. Need to make him at least spend some money. So now we're going to see Treads try and play one-upsmanship. And I think, to be fair, this is the game that Peps can win. Or this is the game that benefits Peps, right? If they can play this game. The problem they might run into at the Esports World Cup is just bans kind of fucks in this, right? If the tanks are obviously banned, or you know, so you can kind of maybe fuck with some of the swap theory. All right, so they bob in round the corner. Kev is going to go copy Mauga. What? Is it just a shit copy Mauga? Yeah, it's just bad from Kev. They're going to Kitsune rush on point. Peggers. What? Great. Great. Just straight up pegging. Yeah, honestly, GB, I was actually thinking of like a more subtle one, where there's like a just a picture of like a peg, like a clothes peg, and you know, and there was some kind of subtlety to it. This one's a little bit more on the nose, but but it gets the point across nonetheless. I think it's pretty subtle. Oh. Good. Yeah. Subtle. Definitely subtle. That's the word that comes to mind. Juby deserves that beer in Stockholm. Yeah, I mean, fair play to Juby. This is why she's the in charge mod, because she'll literally walk through the door, and I'll just say the words peg and emote, and then a few minutes later, it just appears. It just appears. And for full clarity, there's no behind the scenes here. I've not messaged Juby any further details or context. I've not asked or given her anything. She's just sourced all of this herself and sorted it out. Good initiative. GG pegs. Fuck's sake. Alright, so a terrible, terrible copy from Kev. I guess one thing that is true is, like, if Echo continues to be prevalent in the meta, and I think Echo's in a good place still. It's not really, like, Kev's just okay at it, but it's really not his strongest hero compared to his Genji or something. So I don't know if there's even an option, depending on what direction Ents want to go, but if they do want to go a double flex DPS, that's obviously something that Wamone can provide, right? Like, if they do Genji Echo or something, and then it's like Kev on Genji and Wamone on Echo, that seems like a pretty strong combo of players, right? And if they really need a hit scan swap or something, then Kev can always go hit scan a bit as well, right? If they really need it, if they think it's like a super counter to whatever they're playing against. But yeah, so I think one of the signings has maybe gone under the radar. I think a lot of people have talked about Bliss, a lot of people have talked about Infected, about Rack. But I actually think Wamone is probably one of the best signings any of the teams have made going into the Esports World Cup. Spectra really good Echo? Yes, yes, Spectra is. Alright, so yeah, bad copy. Kitsune rush around the corner. So they have to try and now get off this Kitsune rush, but really hard. They give the exit frag onto Kev. Then they can just kill through, and yeah, Kai's Bob kind of gets left for dead, and just two really bad ults from Ents. a decent win from Pep, so we'll be in control of this one.
A little bit violent for Bobby, mate. Stagger on sound barrier hand, maybe.
Be good, but you have really impressive.
All right, so one more chance at this retake. They have to kind of rush for the touch here. Now Naga comes through with a blade. Slam is good. We're gonna beat, but not in time to save Kai. Naga will just keep slashing through. Do they have to beat for that at the end? Yeah, I guess it's not too bad, right? It's just a 2-for-1 trade if you're Peps. Has Ramon left Shock fully? I'm not sure, Shu. Sometimes if we're lucky, we'll be talking about a player and they'll just turn up. So if we all think about Ramon and we all say his name softly out loud, he might just appear and tell us the answer. But truth be told, I don't know. I don't know what the actual answer is. Should I just message him? Where is he? He might be traveling though. Is he online? He's not online. What is this emote? GG pegs. I'll ask Ramon. When have you all left shop ends now? Just EWC kick. I think he might be traveling right now, so we might not get a very prompt answer to this. Sure, glad you stopped by. Thanks, GB. A good shift.
They can play really aggressively, and knowing that the Malga is now out, Vastola switches back over to Sigma. So I get the concept now.
Wait, has Crispy got the info? What's it say? A sub for the duration of the Esports World Cup. Good thing Crispy is here. Crispy getting ready for his Soccer Saturday style role where he'll be he'll be sourcing answers to random things. So yeah, just alone. Just alone. But hopefully a good chance for Ramon to show his stuff. Alright, let's see it. So, Sigma retake. We've completed our way round the tank. What do we call it? The tank counter swapping. Alright, Treader's gonna go. He's gonna cage. They're gonna window. Just not quite ready for it, really, right? Like, if I look where Tread is, obviously they've tried to go super early. I feel like there's two options with this, right? Is like, if you want to do something aggressive, which, given the ult situation, seems really reasonable for Peps, is if you want to hit them early, aka in the location they're currently going, I feel like you need to be a little bit closer to really catch them. Maybe it's not too bad, I don't know. It's mainly just Zodiel who's slow, really. Like, Naga is there as well. I don't know what happens to the Suzu in this. I don't know if he does get Suzu, then they just burn him through anyway. Because this is when Ghost presses the window and he's already, like, half HP. So they just see Tread coming the entire way. So I don't know if there's, like, a nicer spot you can do it from in this map. Or you just let him walk up a little bit more. The cage boot works out nicely, though. This is just Zodiel and FD versus the world. I don't think Zodiel will get out here. Oh, we'll do it. How valuable is forcing Matrix with Cage? As in, like, the Sig Matrix? I mean, it's really hard. Even if a Sig has Matrix, you can quite often still kill him. But if you can ever force the Matrix beforehand, The cage is actually just free. Right, so now they're going to try and Kitsune Rush. Vest is going to try and DP it. Does manage to DP it. At the same time, Bass has just killed Naga for him as well. So this feels a little bit too easy, I think, if you're yeah, a little bit too easy to get out of this Kitsune Rush. I don't know if there was an option to go maybe like a one deeper or something. And yeah, Kitsune Rush has really got zero value. Don't know where Zodial was in all of that. Nah, it's not been a very good point from Peps. None of the ults got any value. Why is Yoem playing over level 1 Crooks? So originally it was originally it was because Crook was in Saudi Arabia for SEL. And as such was obviously partly missing sometimes in scrims because he was scrimming with the other team, but also was having a bunch of internet issues. So Yoam started filling in for him. And then because they'd been scrimming more with Johan, they just decided to stick with Yohan for the matches. So I don't know what the status is now. Right now they've had a bit more time post the Face It playoffs. But that's why Johan was in and playing for most of the playoffs. It was more just like a initial cover that ended up kind of sticking. Alright, so they can swing with High Noon. They have beat if they get fluxed. Tank for Rock. Zodial's going to go for a peek. They beat Push as well. Massa doesn't quite have beat. Vessler can't quite get out. Fuck. High Noon works. Interesting we see it again, right? I don't know if this is something they still do, but most of the time when they go for these High Noon plays, they're just amping Zodial. Like they're trying to, rather than a lot of teams will do it where the Cass might swing and the Lucio does some kind of roll out to boot. But they're doing it almost exclusively just to get him even faster. Yeah, I think you're right as well, Wilder. I don't think FD had to be. Alright, now a pretty hefty O advantage. Peps look frisky though. They look like they want to go potentially early here. Might just wait for Kitsune Rush. They Kitsune Rush back. Can they go through this window? Oh, it's a huge slam from Tread. B comes down in response. Oh, now the blade. And it's set up nicely from Peps, actually. And it's a good fight. Good fight from Peps, right? The ult trade makes a lot of sense. Don't know what happened to Vestler's flux in all of this. He presses it now. Does he brute it as well, maybe? Maybe he brutes it, yeah. I mean, I think even if he hits like a massive flux, it's maybe too late, right? The damage is done. So really nicely done by Peps there. I understood how they wanted to trade the ults, get all the ult trades they want. And you know, you compare that to the fight we looked at before, right? The very first fight on this point, where they tried to engage in this area and they just Tread went from downtown, lost all his HP. You compare that to this one, where he's able to find a closer corner engage, you know? Obviously, they have Kitsune Rush as well. But he's just, like, let them creep up, you know? Like, sometimes, especially if you're playing, like, a dive or a Malga comp, it's a little bit easier to give them space to come in. Like, give them enough rope to hang themselves, is the expression. If I make it Esports World Cup, yeah, of course. Of course. Happy to meet anyone who wants to come and say hi. Really not a problem. All right. Ooh. What are we pulse bombing, Kev? Talk me through it. Okay.
Also from Kevster. Lands on the wall in the end. Naga forced to deflect. Can't quite get to the point either to stagger out the time.
Oh, okay. Kills FT got on. What's going on? Am I going to Stockholm? Yes. Should Massa have beated so quickly after the window? Well, I thought they wanted to push with it. It looks reasonable that they can push with it. Like it. Sorry, it wasn't this one. It was this one. Yeah, I think the beat's reasonable because the slam's actually massive from Tread. I think it's actually, yeah, it's like maybe they're okay, but it's also really scary because they all get slammed on the Kitsune Rush as well, right? So I think the beat's really reasonable since Tread's slam is so big. But if you're into that situation, what you need to be doing is you need to be screaming the Genji's name, right? Because you just need to try and outplay him just with your cooldowns, essentially, because you've not got the easy out or the easy save yourself beat. So, yeah, Kev's going to pulse bomb nothing in a second. But then he's going to kill the flank anyway. So, pulse bomb's nothing. So what Peps are trying to do here is they're having their Genji Lucio do something like this. And I presume Tread and Zodia were going to swing from main at the same time, and they're going to try and trap him in some kind of pincer. But, unfortunately for them, Kev's just going to fucking, with a bit of help from Massa, I'm just going to fucking delete him. And they just absolutely shut down this Lucio Genji flank, and just seems a little bit too easy. A little bit too easy for Kev there. Yeah, I mean, the idea anytime you do a pincer is your timing is both sides of a pincer are happening at the same time. So it's really hard for the team to respond to both sides correctly, you know? But there, Kev was just able to get pocketed by Massa and by Ghost and just take for 1v2, you know? Who's the best main sport of the West? Funny Astro. By a mile, I think. By a mile. Alright, so Cage comes in, they're going to bob, they're going to shield, they're going to really try and push through here. It's just a bit of an awkward Cage just because it's so, there's like this nice piece of cover that they can get behind, and Vessler has full shield, Vessler has full matrix, they even can throw a bit of a bob in to help, you know. And Ghost even has like a pretty nice lamp spot here. Even though I know they'd still be in cage, I think it's actually really hard for Peps. Now, even if they've caged them, it's actually Peps who still need to try and push into, like, all of the sight lines.
But that's so off time. I think you're okay with just like...
You watched this game live? You wrote Layla Peps and got accused of being French? Fuck. Just like that time we accused Papa Joe of, being Finnish. He's clearly Finnish.
The Cage sound barrier would be nice just as
Yeah, question here is really like if Tread just does this and doesn't press Cage, I think they're really fine. Thoughts on Peps? I don't know, it's really up and down, you know, like think of point D. I don't know if you know the points by letters, but point D, the one that's like directly this way from here. A couple of fights were really bad, really horrendous, and a couple of fights were really clean. And even the fights that were cleaner were actually the more complicated fights in terms of one ult, then they respond, then this. But some of the cleanups, I think both cages have been really rough so far for Tread. This one as well, as we were talking about, just too easy to disengage. Get around the corner. And fuck, you're losing a cage for Bob trade. Big trouble. And they don't get a touch now. So yeah, really up and down on Peps. I think this is why we've maybe seen some kind of fluctuations. It feels like when they play well, they can obviously take maps and they can go quite close to events. But there's just a big fluctuation in how well they're playing. Or just their execution fight to fight. So here, they're going to come in red hot round this corner on Malga. Going to Kitsune rush in. This one looks a little bit better in terms of an engage so far. They get onto Kev. Yeah, really pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. Push them all the way out. This is the way to do it. I don't know if you can see this as clearly if you're Yoham or from Yoham's POV. But what you want if you're going to play in this kind of comp with Kiri and you want to do a Kitsune Rush push and you're playing against a comp that's like another ground-based comp, but you want to dive them essentially, right? You don't just want to Kitsune Rush around the corner. If you can do something like this, where you see how Tread runs and slams in, and then the Kitsune Rush follows where Tread lands. So Tread's going to land here, and the Kitsune Rush is going to cover the distance he's on, you know? So we can Suzu him, we can then like get the speed pocket on him from the Kitsune Rush, and really just try and keep the push going. And Ents have no ults to respond with. Kai gets caught immediately, the lamp's a little bit late. But even if the lamp's not late there, I think they're getting all these kills regardless. So yeah, again, right, so this time, good engagement from Peps, good carry out from Yoham.
Something like this flux that Festola is packing for this next fight. So I think that Peps are quite well set up here, especially if Exodio can just push the pressure like this.
Wait, where are we going here? So bit of a weird fight. They've got Kiri and Cass here. They've got like their Mauga, Lucio, and I think Naga's with them as well on here. So we've got trying to hold both sides, but Vestler's gonna try and just mark this Cass Kiri. Zodial deals with that though. Beat meanwhile from mass awareness is going on. Should just have him under control here. Tread can live. We're actually going to play quite passive. Thought they might have tried to stay. I guess they're maybe scared of some of the ults.
Well, the flux is still good though, and FD God doesn't have a sound barrier anymore.
Flux hits. Probably cool Rose play coming in from Naga. A bit more deadly for them to do so.
So they're just going to try and go through window.
Still good though.
Go into Flux for Mauga here. Good decision. I don't know where Naga is exactly, but the fact that they go slightly split, so Vestler can't get both. Ends up being good. Suzu's good, but it's a set up a blade. And yeah, there we go. Ents caught again. And again, looks a pretty decent. Timing is good. Naga manages to get the blade just in time. Tread tanks all the attention. Did he use window to burn Mauga? Yeah, I think that was the idea. But obviously, like they window now, right? So in theory, they should be able to. I think they probably are worried about Blade as well. Sometimes it's worth, like, if you're going to get bladed, if you just drop the window, it's really hard for the Genji. Because even if he manages to go through window and onto the BAP can lamp themselves, and then other people are still using the window to shoot him. You know, so even though you might be all over Ghost, maybe Kai is just shooting you through the window or something, or Vess is throwing some orbs through the window. So window versus Blade. It's not the optimal ult to use, peeling that one. But it's really possible. And it can help, right? Is Yoma Kiri one trick? I've only ever seen him play Kiri, to be fair. I don't know if he's a one trick. I presume he has. My expectation is he probably just has like a pretty default what do you call it? Default flex support hero pool. Beat wasted? You mean the previous this one, right? Or let me go back and look at this one. Yeah, I don't see exactly what happens with the engage. They want to just beat back. Yeah, FD God actually fucks up his beat. So in theory, I think Master's beat's okay, actually. I don't know what goes wrong with FD's beat, but Master's beat is okay. You did some research, so Lacrimosa sheet music is public domain. It's for recordings that can be copyrighted, so you're going to have to record your own version. If you're still here, Alpho, I need you to assemble an orchestra. Or honestly, any of the mods. Any of the mods. Just, we need an orchestra. You passed on to Alpho? Oh, he's probably at least got a few. You have one on hand. Juby's smashing it today. Fuck. What an unbelievable shift Juby has had.
TP from Ghost to the Suzu. Oh, that's it. Surely it's done now. Bob comes in from Kai. Last ditch attempt to try and find something here. But
Maybe a since she has organised an orchestra last minute, I think that's fair, Wilder. I think Juby has earned her second beer.
from Ghost to the Suzu. Oh, that's it. Surely it's done now. Bob comes in from Kai. Last ditch Esperanza. One more fight left. Kev's to
All right, then they win again.
He's getting chased by Naga. Oh, FD got as well.
And FD gone.
I think mostly when I look at this map, good play from Peps, right? A couple of bad executes, a couple of bad cages, a couple of maybe a bad ult here and there. But for the most part, pretty good fight plans, pretty good idea of how they wanted to play the comp. I still think there's like a, I think I can kind of see why they sometimes struggle to beat some of the top teams like the SSG or the Ents in some series. Because as much as, like, let's say, so if I was to quantify this, say we take like a push map, right? There's normally like 10 fights. Let me use a different color pen. So there's normally like 10 fights, yeah? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And normally, if it's a pretty close game, if you win 6 out of these 10 fights, that's enough to win the series or something, you know? So it's actually, and that's even with it looking relatively close or relatively like one-sided to one team. So I think Overwatch is super, it can actually swing quite hard. Just off one to two fights really is quite often the difference in a map. So if I look at Peps, I feel like we have like good execution, maybe shit execution, good execution, shit execution, shit execution, you know? Maybe good execution. So I think they're doing more things right than they are doing wrong. But I think this amount of wrong is maybe still an issue, right? And that's why maybe against some of these teams they'll be really fine. But once we get to like the elite teams or some of the top Korean teams especially, you can't really afford to int 2 or 3 fights or fuck up 2 to 3 ult combos, right? Because you got to bear in mind in these 10 fights across a series, as much as you need to do good execution in as many of them as possible to try and win, some of these fights you're going to have ult advantage, those ones you have to nail. Some of them you're going to have ult disadvantage, so even if you play the fight correctly, you might still lose because of the ults they have, you know? So I just worry on a lot of those situations where they're using their ults in a positive manner or because they have advantage and they're fucking up those ones. Those ones are the sort of ones that can absolutely kill you in a series. And I think that's why Gaimin Gladiators, I don't see enough to justify them getting any kind of upsets, you know, or any notable upsets, I guess I should say. But we'll keep watching. We'll keep watching. Maybe I'll change my mind over the next map. But yeah.
When we took a look at those first 2 maps, and even partially
Who have I got winning the hit scan matchup between Lip and Zodial? Big Lippy.
I think the map
That's what they
was
call him.
complete and
That's what his friends call him.
Doing exactly.
Not sure if that's true.
I mean,
back over to the 66 hero.
kill him.
On this look,
He's got a roast in or
Yeah, one thing that I've definitely felt while watching scrims this week is we saw a lot of success there with Peps, and I think in general, Pep's highest peak came in the Malga meta, right? But it also came in a meta that had been relatively stable for a long period of time. And what happens when a meta is, or a comp is playable and viable for a long period of time, is it's very easy to keep making progress, maybe you plateau for a little bit, you know, you learn new things, you learn better ways to use your ults, you know how to deal with more complicated ult situations and all of this. And you can get better over time. I feel like Peps were actually not that great for a while and then started to have some kind of big level up moments later. But the problem is, in the current system with bans, there's no stability. There's no stability on the comps that are viable. So I really worry if you're a team that takes a while to get good, or takes a while to figure things out. This type of system now with the ban system, really difficult for you. Really difficult for you. Because you have to kind of just fix a lot of things very quickly. And I think as much as there's an ability for the players to have a greater there's ability for coaches to have a greater influence in terms of how they structure and use the bans. I think there's also a greater reliance now on the players to solve these problems in game and be flexible and be versatile, you know. I think it's harder to just be a super well-drilled team against some of these. Would you take Wamone over Scissors if you need a flex CPS? I would, yeah. But I'm also probably one of the most Wamone biased people on the go. So factor that in. But personally, yeah, I would. Play. Oh, I've got my pen on still. Play.
What meat have you got? What favorite roast dinner meat? Mine would be lamb. Yeah, on a Saturday's a bit weird though.
Really?
Yeah, lamb goes hard. Oh, Tread's birthday.
In your honest opinion, one thing Gaimin Gladiators really have to keep in mind if they want to do well in the Esports World Cup is that Yoham sounds like a word in the hamster language. Yeah, that's gonna be pivotal for them. If they can't keep that in mind, don't even get on the fucking plane. That's what I say. Scissors need to be picked up on Toronto. That's a bold take. That's a bold take. Joshi, I guess that's how I'm gonna say it. How I'm gonna pronounce the 7. Sure, I don't know. I feel like Sugar Free still is the standout best North American flex DPS. Maybe Scissors is next up, but I don't know if I've seen enough to justify a Toronto signing.
I think I'm a beef roast kind of person. Oh, it is. Happy birthday, Tread.
All right. See you and just waiting for the call.
A tree Scissors duo would feed families.
Nice.
I mean, maybe that's a more likely next move for Scissors, right? To maybe hit an M80 or something. If M80 can build a roster and actually want to play Overwatch. That would actually, honestly, if I was on M80, that's my first priority. Make sure we only sign people who want to play Overwatch. Step 1. Sign people who want to play Overwatch. So, where are we now? Fuck me. This is actually... So, they lost the Doom matchup earlier, Ents, against very much a comp like this on Esperanza. Root is one of the best dive maps on the go. So, there is that. But fuck me, I remember thinking this at the time. This is such a bold fucking call from Crimzo and the boys at Ents to double down on the Doom here. You think it's more likely Tree goes to NRG or something? Yeah, you could be right, Cubert. You could be right. Yeah, I don't know what will happen post Esports World Cup with all the... Especially with a lot of the... Obviously, you got to bear in mind, for a lot of the American teams, they also didn't qualify, right? Like, if we're talking TSM and NRG and... I've forgotten some. But there's quite a few teams that didn't qualify as well. So there's a big question of how they... how they all sort of reassemble afterwards. Yeah, I mean, NRG are, like, signed as well, right? And the impression I got from NRG is that they were, they're not just... They're in it for the relative long haul, or at least, like, the rest of the year, you know? Any rosters you would like to see stick around post Esports World Cup? Don't know. There's not any, I guess maybe I'm super attached to. Not really, no. You'd like to see the Korean team stick around? Yeah, you might be alright on that one. Yeah, I mean, all the Korean teams I think will stick where they are, or stick with the roster they have. Who do Falcons change out if they lose to Crazy Raccoon again? Oh my god. It's a hard question, I think, really. Because who would they even sign? It's so hard to sign players to match that roster, you know? Because who can you upgrade? If you're Falcons, because let's presume Falcons have the money to make roster moves happen, right? Who's even the signing? So imagine he's already there. They've already got him. Quartz to Falcons? I don't think Quartz would do it. Maybe Burner over Hambin? Nah. I mean, they're both really good, right? But I don't think you upgrade massively, you know? Fearless back? Yoink someone. Maybe someone's an interesting shout, actually. But I don't know if you'd be able to... I don't know if you could. Out of all the players, that one might actually be a step too far. I don't know how reasonable that transfer would be. Pine makes the most insane comeback all time. You do not want your burner to go to the Falcons. Juby is actually the director of the Burner fan club, so she speaks for all Burner fans when she says this. You think they'll get a hit scan? I mean, that would maybe be one, but I don't know. I don't know if it even upgrades proper that much. I mean, ironically, Gandalf is 100% correct that the player to sign is Donghack. And have Donhack and Hambin. But it can't. It's not going to happen, is it? It's not possible. It's not possible. There's no way they convince fucking poor old Donghack to sign up for one more ride, you know? Rob Smurf get jumping? Why? Yeah, but in theory, sure, Renato, but jumping wouldn't leave, right? Why would he leave? Drop Krusty and sign Moon. I think it's a coach gap. Money will make everyone leave? Yeah, but he's getting paid decent money, right, on Crazy Raccoon. Getting paid decent. I imagine he's getting paid probably even above decent. Reckon he's getting paid good money. Good money and he gets to win everything. It's probably okay, you know? Alright, I'm gonna grab a Pepsi and then we'll hit this. We'll hit this one. Winning split too, yeah. I mean, to be fair as well, and I'll maybe talk about this when I make my preview video later, but I really don't think Falcons are that far off, you know? I really don't. I mean, I think Crazy Raccoons still are the best team, but I don't think Falcons are that far off. Especially on some like some of the more ground-based comp. I'm back. Oh. What are we saying? Anyone here fucking hate Overwatch? If Smurf stops playing like a client, yeah, I mean, yeah. When we watched that Crazy Raccoon Falcon series back from the Dallas Major, felt really competitive for me. Honestly, felt like it could have gone either way. I mean, if you got 2.3 grand, Toby, you can have it, mate. Falcons bottled Gibraltar. Yeah, I mean, for my money as well. That first half of Gibraltar, where we were just getting a vintage Korean dive mirror. Actually, Falcons were getting the better of it, no? So, yeah. Exactly, yeah. Like, I think they were really unlucky not to hold him on second. Then they went fucking Malga on attack. Yeah. How much hog do you think we'll see? Very little hog. No such thing as a competitive 4-1. Yeah, but what about that time they won a series, Alpho? If you win 3-2 and you're the winning team, you got to be at least classed as competitive with the other team. Will I co-stream Esports World Cup, or what the rules are on it? Yeah, so they are allowing co-streaming. So I've applied and been approved, and I've also been invited by SSG to co-stream at the event. So I will be on site, hopefully grabbing some players who aren't playing, interviewing them, getting them to hop on the stream for a little bit. So hopefully we can catch up with a lot of people, as well as getting to watch loads of games. SSG, not Toronto. Yeah, yeah, but I will also be Toronto branded at some points for the Toronto games. So we're what's that? Does anyone here watch It's Always Sunny? You know that episode where Mac keeps telling everyone, I'm playing both sides. That's what I'm doing. I'm playing both sides. Oh, a Toronto contract. I'll sign that. Oh, an SSG contract. I'll sign that. Just keep signing them. Did we get back to you about the drop situation? Yes, sort of. They said next time we should be okay. We should be okay. So that's good news, obviously, right? Good news. We were having this conversation earlier, Toby. What if they play each other? Fuck. Got a So2 jerseys together. Well, I'll get the SSG guys on it. I'll see if we can do some kind of crossover. Get me a pair of scissors and a staple gun. I'm making my own jersey. You're new to this whole OWCS qualification, so ignore your ignorance. Is it somehow... So there's two different events going on, Joshy, essentially. There's the OWCS, which is the main Blizzard run tournament. That's currently... We've seen half of it in the first half of the year, and then we're going to see more of it in the second half of the year. But in the middle right now, which is what we're kind of talking about and preparing for, is the Esports World Cup, which is a standalone tournament where these teams on your screen right now, these are the teams that have qualified. So NRG can't make it. They missed out on qualification, so they won't be going to the Esports World Cup. But when OWCS starts later in the year, in August, I believe it is, NRG will still be competing in that and are in a pretty good spot to still do quite well. in that tournament. So we won't see NRG in this tournament, but they will be back for the next one. So, where were we? Root 66 and Ents have made a dive gambit.
They've got high ground control on Big Earls, and they just can boot the Doom.
So Blizzard have nothing. I mean, I don't know the technicality plumb. Like, they've approved it and they're working with them, but it's not part of the OWCS circuit. If you know what I mean. Like, it isn't. You don't get any points for OWCS. So they're even though Blizzard have like approved and are working with them, OWCS and the Esports World Cup are like completely separate tournaments. But from what I understand, Blizzard are working with them, and they've approved the tournament.
Fist away, but they are isolating Trent. GG right now. And a hold my breath. I'm just gonna talk about this map the comp from GG Peps right now. That is on the defense. They've got high ground control on Big Earl.
All right, what's happening? Chase has been given big punch. How is FD God die in this situation? Where is he? Oh, he just gets caught on the way up. Yeah, Dynamite hits. Kevster is in. And Kevster just hunts it down.
But they are isolating Trent. That is the one thing about the Doomfist that is quite nice, is you have that booping pressure.
All a little bit easy, right? All a little bit easy. Throw a Dynamite, catch some people, and then Chase and Kev just go. Space Ranger limited time July 19th to 21st. Is that true? Oh, someone's asking the same question. Yeah, double speed comp on the go. Just announced. Is it on the what's it called? Play Overwatch. Oh. Codename Space Ranger. Space Ranger? Space Ranger. Now it's time for you to meet Juno. Available to play tomorrow. She has a gun. Fuck. Juno is the pregnant movie, I thought. Yes. My guess would be Alpha, and this is just a guess, but this is non-canonical to the Juno movie. Non-canonical. Oh wait, we're gonna see some abilities. Let's see it. Should we watch it? Am I just a React streamer now?
Curious.
Let's see it.
Curious.
What's happening?
One small step at a time. I am prepared to cause trouble. Administering aid.
Alright. Hit it with left click.
Yes, I got one.
So it feels a bit like Anna so far, right? Damage and healing on it.
We will kick up a dust storm.
She can fly.
No maneuvering out of this.
Her melee's a
Supporting
kick.
at T equals 0.
Hooks on torpedoes.
Targeting. Hold on.
They're homing.
Thanks for the help.
They're healing.
Threat neutralized.
Is that her ult?
Let's go. The fight is not over.
Wait, this be her ult.
Hyper ring out.
Hyper ring.
Maximum velocity.
Come get some of this!
Lucky
doing now?
satellite vector.
Satellite Vector? What's she doing? An airstrike? She's called an airstrike?
Welcome to orbit.
Peak performance!
She's fucking... She's called an airstrike. She's just nuked him.
Here I come. No signs of enemy life detected.
Yeah, can we get a nuclear strike? Fucking hell. So it feels like, I don't know if there's like an official list of you, but it feels like, thank you, Teddy. Thank you for a prime. But it feels a little bit like, it feels like, so left click is just heal and damage, right? Just seems like a pretty, looks short range based on the gun, right? And then I guess for speed, is the speed boot just an ability? Like, you know, the fucking tunnel? Because then she has the torpedo things again. Look at it. Looks like it. We can look at it again. Let's get through this bit. Boring! Alright, so in this bit, 100%, this is basic. Left click heals, left click does damage. Cool, I can understand that, and this works. So that's just left click, right? What if Nis... This is presumably then her movement ability, right? So this will be her shift or something. Unless this movement ability isn't a cooldown. Oh wait, here we go. Media Blaster is a submachine gun that heals teammates and damages. Yep. Glide Boost, which lets you hover for a brief period and perform a sweet flying roundhouse kick. Pulsar Torpedoes, a lock-on ability that targets allies with healing burst fire and targets enemies with damaging fire. Hyper Ring is a deployable portal that gives thing. Then Orbital Ray, that's the big one we saw at the end. So yeah, so maybe this movement ability is just more like a, she can just do it, right? Rather than like a shift ability. Yeah. And then the roundhouse kick is just something you can do at the end of it, I guess. For what it's worth. And then this then presumably is like Harry. I don't know, I guess I'd be interested to see, because here she's got... What's interesting here is we've actually targeted everyone, right? All 4 of our teammates and all 5 of the enemies. So we can actually hit everyone if we're good, right?
Hold on.
Oh, it's just a damage boost as well, the thing? Okay.
Threat neutralized. Let's go. The fight is not over.
Wait, was anyone here on Runasapi when we was doing the Runasapi walkthrough? And there was that big portal on the far side of the map, like opposite the first where the robot starts. And I said, this portal looked like it would be great if you could just jump through it and gives you like a speed boost like in Mario Kart. Do you remember? I unironically said this 2 days ago, and they invented it. And they were like, they must have been watching the stream and were like, great idea, Blowjob Lips. We're just gonna tag it onto Juno.
Hyper ring out.
Does it? Is this a Mario Kart ripoff? Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that's what I'm saying, Banana. I guess the question is, does it work in the sense that, like... Wait, look at this, This is actually important. This is important. Guys, we're cracking it down. Look at this, right? So they go through the portal. Wait. They go through the portal, right? And then everyone goes faster, right? We all following so far. They've gone faster. But look what happens, because this is Midtown, right? They're attacking the high ground. Because these are all heroes that have a shift, right? But what about May? May doesn't have a shift. How did May get up here? Did she fucking jumped, right? You can't... It doesn't show you, right? Does May jump higher?
Maximum velocity.
May walled. They might just be clients. We need to, does May jump? She doesn't jump. But she ends up here, but also she was here and she ended up here, right? So it's just like, they clearly don't have a continuity supervisor at Blizzard. Let's see. I don't mean to alarm you or anything, but I think this video might be pretend. What do you mean? This is a team fight.
Come get some of this.
Blocking satellite vector.
And then this is the damage boost, right?
Welcome to orbit.
So it starts here, right? And then it goes this way, but does it just go in a straight line, essentially? Does anyone seen, what was that film called? The Creator? You know, where it's got the big fucking beam from up top, where it's got like the whom, whom, and it's like scanning.
Performance.
Now that's more like
When they just roll everyone with their damage boost. Also, surely there's no counterplay to this ult, right? The counterplay is walk away, I guess. There's no, like... You kind of can't fuck it up, right? Is Juno moving the ult? I mean, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it just goes, right? Just sig shield it. I mean, yeah, just disengage it. I mean, there's like no way to sort of like really fight on it, right? Or you just counter ult or something. Kenji deflected her ult, it's GG's. Just says, pussy sword to the sky, sends it back to the satellite. Wicked smart.
now that's more like
Look out! Here I come. No signs of enemy life detected.
Alright. Fuck. Alright. It's like Kyriol. Yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, if it is like Kyriol, it's going to be really strong, and ultimately people are just going to get really good at walking away from it. Lucio dead? I don't think so. Don't think so. I guess the question is if she provides like a real alternative, you know? Does she do much more? Some of it, it's going to be, part of it will be the numbers, right? Like her left click healing, her torpedo healing, is it that good, you know? Looks like a beam from Asgard. Yeah, I can see it. It has to be some form. I mean, it'll be kind of like Kyriot, right? Where you just walk away from it. Just stand away from it. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what it's like in pro play. But it's an interesting alternative, right? It at least seems like there's a lot of cool stuff to do, right? In terms of she's got a decent movement ability. She's got an ability to. There's probably like, I don't know. I was about to say she's got loads of cool stuff to do, but maybe she doesn't have that many cool things to do, right? Because the speed boost is just like a budget teleporter. Which I guess is useful. I mean, because one thing that was true on London was the sim was really strong. Like the teleporter part of Symmetra was really strong. But sometimes the sim would feel like a little bit of a liability in terms of keeping the sim alive, and keeping her alive in certain situations or against certain comps. So maybe actually having this do it and you just have the speed boost once in, maybe that seems more reasonable, you know? What if we roll out Juno, Diva, Mercy, Farah, Echo? We just jump the backline. Could Lucio Juno be viable? It all depends on the numbers, right? It all depends on the numbers. Because you think, even though people play Kiriko in Brawl now, like in, say, the Maga comp, for example, and she was being played in, like, the Junker Queen comp and stuff before, you have to remember that also, a lot of those heroes in question have quite strong self-sustain as well. A little bit harder for heroes like a Rhine or something, or even a Winston with the Kiri a lot of the time. Looks like she's having an immortality. No, no immortality. I don't know. Looks like it'll be fun. Give it a go. Can we talk about the lore now? What's the lore? Anyone got the background? She's some kind of ranger from space, from what I understand. No actual useful information in comments? Unbelievable. She was on Lunar Colony with Winston or something? Who cares? She doesn't fuck with law? Or we don't fuck with law? On Twitter? Yeah, it might just be some useful information on Twitter, no? Come on. Surely that's not too optimistic. Nothing here. Relive your glory? Alright. Should we watch some more Overwatch then? I feel like we've covered all the information we have at our disposal. Has been able to lick my head? Tyrion Patient, no. Unfortunately not. I swear I heard someone say she was the daughter of one of May's friends. Not sure who though, might have dreamt it. Great. I mean, honestly, Plum, it sounds made up. You know, you want to know the dream I had this morning? It's pretty boring. But I had a dream that my friend Sam, I was with my friend Sam, and he was getting ready to go to work, and he had no clean shirts. And that was the dream. That was just it. That was just it. The dream was just my mate didn't have any clean shirts. Fuck. Thanks, brain. The limitless power of imagination. Anything is possible. We can think of anything the mind can conjure. What if your mate didn't have enough clean shirts? Fuck the possibilities. Let's explore this more. Thanks, brain. High noon with speed ring? Fuck. I mean, some of the ults combos are going to be crazy, right? Start sending some stuff through it. Send your Malga through it with his pin. Send a Rhine pin through it. Fuck. Orbital strike and hand overlay. Fuck. It's going to be tough. Where are we going? Full screen.
Yeah, but the Doomfist again, like, yeah, they get to take this big Earls, but... Okay, well, that's not great.
Whoa, what's happened here? So, Peps have to do a difficult retake. No ults quite yet for Ents.
Yeah, but the Doomfist again, like, yeah, they get to take this big Earls, but...
Zodiel just kind of has a peep and shoots an old man. Then he shoots a younger man. Then he shoots the rest of the people he can see. Alright.
Okay, so reset here, but it's working. Those combos, your backline, just so they can kill them.
So yeah, a bit of a nothing one. Probably more instant. Oh, fuck. Alright. Alright. Massive a bit of a sabotage. Self-sabotage and Ents. Fuck, how are Peps not going to win this after the start Ents have had? Alright. Oh, they Suzu it, but Zodiel gets booped down. How does he get booped so far? Well, he like rolls away and then rides the wave. Is this just Zodiel's fault for going the wrong way? I think it's Zodiel's fault. If he just goes backwards here, he's probably fine, right? Doesn't fall off. I guess he doesn't know he's going to get Suzu'd, right? Or if he just goes that way, he just goes into the wall, right? Because then, yeah, it just sets up perfectly for Kevster. It's maybe a question of how did Kevster get here? Oh, he just... Oh, yeah, and it's actually classic Kevster. We used to call this for Kevster Blink. Whereas lots of Tracers are sometimes sneaky and will find a flank route underneath or around the corner or whatever. But sometimes what happens, as Kevster does a lot, is if they just want to dive from main, if they want to set up quickly, Kevster will just double blink in on the dive, you know? So suddenly he'll find himself in a really aggressive position where you maybe don't expect him to be that quickly. Which seems like exactly what he does here to follow up on the Meteor Strike. Uses the Meteor Strike to sort of take a bit of the attention. Zodiel gets separated, and then Kevster is all over that. And they even, obviously the boop even puts it kind of into Kai's POV. They Kitsune rush down on the high ground. I don't know where Kai is in this fight. Just up top here. Just, yeah, just watch him.
That first checkpoint, but look, like, he gets booped away. And now Chase is just stuck.
Good Suzu again, stopping that meteor strike damage coming in.
See you, Joshy. Thank you. Have a good one.
Already dead to a headshot from Kai.
Alright, easy enough for Kai. Because they kind of Kitsune rush it down this angle. But that doesn't stop Kai just standing here shooting at everything still.
They're focusing down Chase right now, but it's really
Oh.
to chase down a Doomfist. Super tough.
And now they're just swarming. Yoham's going to get caught by Chase.
Get out, or Chase even can get out of this.
Yeah, just a bit too easy to kill. Bit too easy to kill. Whenever you play any version of something like what Peps are playing, where you're going to be on the ground or standing still, when you have to play against dive, your ability just to peel some of the dives, deal with the ults, deal with the aggression, is going to be what wins and loses you the series.
So much else to work with, like now to work through momentum, you got the rush creates
And so far, not that great, but Meteor Strike's like a really soft one to lose to. So now we're going to try and rush to point here. Kai's going to bob. They deal with the bob. Are they trying to just flip the map here then? Then they're just going to bunker inside. Kitsune Rush is dropped by Ghost. He's going to regret that one. Even with Kitsune Rush. Yeah, it just seems pretty poor from Ents, doesn't it? Kitsune Rush into Cage doesn't feel that unreasonable. They could even trade both support ults potentially. But they don't seem all that committed to actually go into the cage at that point, you know?
That's unfortunate.
It's only the two of them, Ghost and Chase, who actually end up in it.
I mean, like, you have
To be fair to Ents, though, you get Cage out relatively early on in this point. Cage is the hardest ult to deal with. It's so strong against any form of dive.
this really awkward spot where Ents have to try to contest from.
And again, they're trying to hold this quite aggressively.
They're just like, yeah.
Need to be careful the card doesn't get away from him here. Yeah, they're just doubling down. We're going to beat on top of Kai. Beat is not in time to save Massa. What I mean. Alright, again, decent from Peps. Like it. Like it. Important not to... Really nice if you don't have to just always play reactive against dive as well. Or... FD God's being chased out. They've sort of been caught in between two positions here. They'll be able to stabilize, but we have to concede some space here, Peps. But they have Kitsune Rush coming back. Should have a chance to stabilize. High Noon round the corner. We've seen this cause some problems before. Naga finds for timing. This time they deal with a punch a lot better. Zodiel doesn't even get connected by it. No Suzu for that, though. Trade 1-for-1. Again, they can stabilize here. It's 4v4, right? They're going to Kitsune Rush. The punch gets loads of value for everyone to kite. Can they still catch Chase? Tread is on the hunt. I wonder if they need to Kitsune Rush here. It's 4v4. They kind of have control of the corner. I mean, I think it seems on, right? It seems on, like this Kitsune Rush is in an area where they can chase something down. Naga is with them. Because everything sort of goes wrong at the same time. Because of this punch hits both supports so far back. It means the pocket is kind of slow onto Naga, and it's actually Naga who dies first. So I think there's maybe an element of misfortune with this. Because then if Naga is still alive, suddenly this chase that Tread does onto Chase is probably a lot more dangerous as well, right? Because Naga is still going. But you know what? Heals as well, apparently. Damn. I mean, I guess that makes sense since she's a support, but... Yeah, I mean, well, Naga thinks he's getting pocket. But he's not getting pocket because they're punched back. So Chase kind of clutches, but I think it's an element of misfortune from there from Peps. I think the play seems reasonable. Oh, of it. Let's get some touches going, Naga. This is a tough fight now. Kitsune rush on point to finish it from Ents. Oh, yeah, it's so hard to get Kai out of this position. I mean, obviously this is why, there's a part of the reason why dive and something like this is so strong on this map. But yeah, they're going to find themselves going to third. Gino has pulsar torpedoes that lock onto multiple targets. A glide boost that allows her to swiftly move in the air, and a hyper ring that grants a speed boost. Her ultimate orbital ray. Boosts damage and replenishes health. Oh, replenishes health as well, you're right. Alright, now what are they doing? Peps are going to do the same thing they were doing earlier, where they want to fight aggressively, try and get lots of fights. Naga is onto Kai, sets him up. Pulse bomb trade is good from Kev. Go take care of Bob. He's too fucking wide. Too fucking wide. Someone help this poor man. What am I looking at here? Oh, it says it doesn't exist. It's not a real tweet. Everyone deleting their tweets these days. Well, you're probably right, Robo, in terms of, like, if you did both. Well, one thing that's always true of Kitsune Rush is the best answer to Kitsune Rush, if the enemy team drops the Kitsune Rush, the best way to counter it if you're the other team is not to fucking stand on it, right? So we can either disengage or we can disengage, just stand off to the side or something, right? The same's going to be true with the orbital ray, right? Like, oh, there's a fucking giant beam of light coming down from the sky. I'll stand somewhere else, thank you. But one of the problems you will have, and this is true of Kitsune Rush as well, is let's say you are defending the objective, one of these objectives, and the other team puts the Kitsune Rush on the point. Well, you kind of have to stand on it. Same is going to be true with the orbital ray of death from the sky, you know? If you have to stand on this objective, there is a giant fucking beam of healing and damage amplification. What choice do you have but to stand on it, you know? I don't really understand what any of those words you said means, Toby. But you said the word hunter, so I'm on board. So this should be the hardest part of the map for the Ents people. Oh no! Oh. So they get through. Boop is good from FD God to get Kai off the high ground here. And they focus down Chase and they'll get Massa and it ends up being a terrible beat. Cage is good. And they should be able to clean all of this up. Alright, alright, alright. Now they're going to mirror, but Peps have all the ults, so this should be impossible. Impossible for GG Pegs. Counter run. Counter slam, whatever you... Counter pin, I guess you would still call it. Kitsune Rush over top. They will die. Yeah, actually, it's Tread who hits for counter pin. It's a good counter pin by Tread. A Seeker tweet. Let's see it. What am I looking at?
This just in. The Los Angeles Gladiators are looking for a scrim on the 18th of the 7th, 4 to 6 Eastern Standard Time. I repeat, 18th of the 7th, 4 to 6 Eastern Standard Time. Back to you in the studio.
That's today? Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Do you think he got the scrim? Hope he did. Hope he did. Oh, wait. Is there a gameplay trailer? Wait. Someone's just linked it. Is this the same one we watched? Yeah, it is. Doom into Malga. Wouldn't Diva have been a better option? Dive? No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe that's different now on the latest patch. Diva's a bit stronger. But generally, Winston's quite hard into Malga for the most part. So Doom's a little bit better. Harder for Malga to just focus and bully as much. More cooldowns to get in and out more often. So you can play a more harass style, which is better against the Malga. Yeah. I think for Winston's just really hard because he's too easy for the Malga to shoot and chase around, ultimately. It's still not an easy matchup for the Doomfist. They have to be very well, very careful, very mistake adverse. But it's certainly easier than the Winston version of it is. Alright. So Kitsune Rush is good again from Yoham. I think they felt pretty consistently good. And now they've nearly got a Kitsune Rush, but not a lot else. Where does Zodi even get this one from? He's just going to peek right. He's just going to peek down main. Peek down main, shoot him in the face. That'll do it. That'll do it. All right.
This is it. Zen's chance. Deny the reverse.
Ooh. Oh, we got an ability breakdown. Keep jumping back and forth. Media Blaster, Primary Fire. Glide Boost. Passive, Martian Overboost. Wild Airborne, press dump to double jump and hold jump to hover. You know what this also means as well, right? Because she's got Martian fucking boots. Gonna make no noise. Gonna make no noise when she's flanking you. You're not going to hear her on the flank, and then she's going to drop a fucking orbital strike on you, and then you're going to be upset. Is this a Landon character? I don't know, really. Sometimes when they release new heroes, it feels like it sits in a certain archetype, or overlaps with maybe a bit of like a playstyle-wise with the existing one. But this one doesn't really feel like that at all, you know. I don't know what you'd really compare. Maybe Kiri. She main support or flex. It would depend massively, mainly on her numbers. Oh wait, the torpedoes are secondary fire. I guess it will still be on cooldown, right? But it's that's kind of crazy. Interesting.
Sweep here in this final round of the series. GG Peps want to run it home.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, all of it. I mean, it's hard to say, right? Hard to say, really, Rarcy. It all depend on the numbers. Where she gets played more. You about to land 500 pulse on. I'm just holding down right click. You gonna play it tomorrow? We'll probably dick around with her with some of the SSG guys, maybe. If it's out by the time we play. Get a quick play going. You know what? I played a Korean quick play. It was just fucking... Oh my god. So I play a Korean quick play with the SSG people. and it's like me had a Spark, Astro, and Trenchcoat or Trenchcat, sorry, Trenchcat, who was our random, and we we were playing Lijiang Garden, and it was honestly, we were winning the fight, but their fucking touches, they're like touching and juggling the point to keep overtime going. Fuck me, it was like playing an Overwatch League Grand Final. Unbelievable. Dick down? No, dicking around. I think that's what I said. I can't remember now. And then the guys were telling me as well, obviously they've been slamming a lot of Korean ranked. Apparently, even if you get a fucking like Masters Winston and Masters Anna in your game, in Korea, they're fucking good. It's actually exactly the stereotype you probably hold in your head of Korean ranked. Is exactly that. Everyone's just got an unbelievable Winston and fucking Anna and Genji and on the go. It's all they do. All they do is just slam dive in ranked 24/7.
Hoped that what they were able to do on that third point, that progress with this cart was enough to avoid and to actually have the response time to keep somebody like that alive. If Peps, they're going to be running out.
All right.
To get them out of spawn right away.
Defense. They're going to go Winston. Which should be hard against Amalga, but they go in like Lucio Kiri as well. The easiest fight for Peps is actually the first fight, just because there's no ults or anything to deal with. Kai may be kind of the X factor on the Ashe here. Oh, Ghost is going to dink. Straight away. Chase will trade bubble. They'll be able to force them all back. Peps will cop a quick reset. Trying to farm around the corner. They catch Zodiel as well. They might catch everything here, actually. Tread is 1 HP. They trade Chase. As long as no one else trades, it's still fine for Ents. Okay.
To make sure that your Winston is back with you. I think Zodiel's like already so low. He's taking so much poke coming through from Kai. Kai has Bob.
It's slightly quicker for Peps because they've just been taking unreasonable damage. Where's Tread going? Gets himself underneath. They just bubbled him off. They turn on him super quick. Hit the pulse bomb. Why did I get ads again? I guess he can't hear me, actually. You just got back-to-back. Imagine it. I'm the same. Every time I get the Esports World Cup ad, or every time I get an ad break on Twitch, I always get the Esports World Cup ad. Every time I get to see the Imagine International Airport. Alright, they get underneath a bit more as a team. They're going to Kitsune Rush to force it as well. Kitsune Rush actually traded here. Oh, Zodiel trying to swing. Kai has actually just been bit of a server admin on this, hasn't he? This is obviously why. This is why the comp is so strong, or why dive in general is so strong. Just hard to clear in that top area. Would like to see him maybe go one of the other ways, like top left or top right or something. Alright, they force for Primal. High Noon as well, so they've dealt with that. Get a bit of space. Can they swing out top left now? Zodiel's going to go main. Catches Massa and gets the beat, though. Or, well, prevents the beat at least. Alright, fuck. Maybe Zodiel is saving the day again. They have lost FD in the back. Again, if I look where Peps have ended up, they're just in the gas station, right? So not a great position at all. Ents can reset. Chase is so low. But they can now take the ult trade on point. And again, Kai's got the high ground now. I like this more from Peps. They come in right-hand side. Naga gets his recall force. They're going to trade beats on the high ground. The cage! Oh, it's a whiff. It's a whiff. Few of these have felt pretty bad from Tread across the board.
They just are gonna get staggered here too. Jack, I think like this is
And yeah, after that. And now it's really hard, right? Now it's really hard. The emergency Winston. Kitsune rushes a piece. The ults are still okay for Peps. The early Bob. Where's Bob going? They Kitsune rush. Can they get the touch here as Naga gets the touch? Where's Yoham's Kitsune rush? Wait, where's Yoham's Kitsune rush? Oh my god. Is this Bob? Oh no, it's another boop. But Yoham's like booped as he drops the Kitsune rush, so the Kitsune rush covers exactly these 4 pixels. So Peps obviously needs to touch for point, so it's really hard to make use of these 4 pixels. They've got the Kitsune rush going on. So yeah, they just try and force it through. Like they're making a decent go of it here. Yeah. Disappointing way to end it, eh? Disappointing way to end it. Will Crook play? No idea, actually, Light. Based on what we saw from Yoham there, it was okay, right? It was okay. I don't have a particularly strong opinion of either Crook or Yoham. My presumption is with more time, maybe Crook will play now, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, so you had Yoham in fantasy. He was budget. So I guess what did we really learn? What did we learn? Should I go back to the big screen? Back to the big screen. Is Yoham real role? What do you mean? As in a flex support? Yeah. What do we learn? I think Peps do a lot of good things. They seem like quite an organized team. But there's still a lot of fights that leave a lot to be desired. I think the Malgacom definitely looked their best version. I don't know if I've seen anything to really shift my power ranking of Peps up at all. I guess the key ones to think about are less how Peps will do in this group, right? Because you maybe... Let me change colour. Because you maybe expect them to lose this one, lose this one, but win this one. It'll be how do they do against like the Ents and the M80s and the Virtus Pros and the Twisted Minds and all of that, you know? And I think ultimately they probably find themselves competitive with all the other... Competitive with these teams, like the other EMEA teams. I think they'll be competitive with Ents again, actually. SSG, probably not. Timeless, yes, if they... Or, sorry, Nightmare, yes, if they do get there. But probably not SSG and probably not LGD. We just see me? Oh, sorry, guys. There we go. There we go. Does that make more sense? So, I'll redo it for you. So, we'll lose these games, win these games, but the real how Gaimin Gladiators will do will be how they do against these teams, right? And I think they'll go pretty even with all these teams, the other EMEA teams, M80 in there as well. But I don't think they'll get past LGD and SSG. I don't think we'll see any upsets there. And similarly, if they run into any of the big Korean teams, I think they'll also lose there. So yeah, I don't think I've seen anything in this sort of Peps look back that would shift my opinion on that all that much, really. If they finish third, couldn't the second of the group just pick them again? No, I don't think... My presumption is you won't be allowed to pick anyone from your group. So what's the next team? Well, it's hard because we should do one of M80s. I don't want to spend too much time on M80 because I think they're not going to be taking it so seriously. Oh yeah, sorry, I sort of read your message then forgot Wilder. Did I see that TSM dropped Riker and Seonjun? No, I didn't see that, but in hindsight, this does explain why Seonjun has been in the scrims for some of the Korean teams. That makes a lot of sense, I think. It's all adding up now. Didn't question it at the time. Even said hello to me today. Even was like, "Hey, Commander X." Didn't put 2 and 2 together, you know? Didn't put 2 and 2 together. Yeah, he was with Mag's team. I don't know if they have an official name. But he was with Mag's team as like their third DPS. Metamong? Is that what they're called? There's a fun name to say, at least. Fair play to him. Yeah, well, I guess for a lot of the Korean teams, obviously for those who don't make the Esports World Cup, it's all about getting ready for OWCS stage 2. Well, for them, stage 2. Yeah, I always preferred Riker to Icy as well, Wilder. So I don't know what the inside track is with that. Haven't seen Riker play in a hot second though. So it feels like maybe the decision was actually, in reality, it was made a while ago, but it's only really come into play recently. We are not rewatching South America. Full disclosure. Riker stopped playing for a while? Oh, okay. Yeah. That would that'd do it, I reckon. That'd do it. They're not playing anymore. Alright. What am I looking at? Wait, have I got any good messages? No. 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 You don't actually know? I'm just stating what it seems. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we'll spread the misinformation. Don't you worry. This is how rumors get started. Expose. Expose. All right, should we do it then? Oh, let me sit up. Let me lock in. So this was the upper bracket final, I want to say.
Those names are flipped at the top of your screen. We'll get that.
Or was this for grand? It's better not be the grand final. Was this because there was one where I feel like they played it seriously? Is it this one?
Ultraviolet. They go for it. So this. Yeah, I mean. Getting serious. Gator said they're warmed up. About. References.
Yeah, it looks like they take this one seriously, right? Yeah, openers on The Greatest Showman. Oh my god, it's so warm. No, Lep was on Citrus Nation last, right? For like the tail end of stage 2. Citrus will face it. Okay, yeah, that'll be it. All right. Oh, where are we going? Full screen.
We're not taking it very seriously back then. Yeah, so those names are flipped at the top of your screen.
All right, so
Just a second, but it'll be
This is probably the comp or a version of this that we really expect. This is obviously M80. That we expect to see pretty much all the time. Well, all the time when it's not banned around, right? The problem that a team like Toronto have is there's loads of key ways to target this. You can target for Lucio, you can target for BAP, and you can target for Sigma, which gives you 3 very proactive ways to fuck with the type of comp that M80 want to play, which is a lot. So we'll see if they have any new looks or any different looks. But given what their practice schedule is supposedly going to look like,
Nothing surprising there. Same thing for M80, right? This is kind of what they've been doing.
I don't think we will anticipate too much. I think they will just turn up and see how they do.
For this team that are still pretty decent into meta and just kind of rolling everybody. So
You're bait by the title? Oh yeah, I should update the title. You've missed it, far gone. Couple of M80 VODs. Done.
we'll see how Toronto deals with this.
There we go. We're no longer advertising. We are now no longer falsely advertising. All right, so coming through main.
For M80, like, can you just kind of continue to run this and not, add any variety to your play?
Difficult one to walk in, but not if Spectre's just going to dumpster sugar-free around the corner. That allows Kalush to take a little bit more space. They try for the aggressive slam in. Spectre will focus that down. Lamp is used. RuPaul dies of way in. All right. All right.
And that's a great sign for M80, right? If you can where ultraviolet V
M80, we're going to beat Toronto. Retake off the high ground. Boop annoying for UV, but doesn't actually stop him. They're going to window. So much damage. They're going to try and disengage. Oh, I need a kill here. They've done so much damage. Tree will find it. How did Vega die? Oh. The backline kind of goes this way. I mean, it's not so bad for RuPaul, because RuPaul, this is like the normal kind of kite path you would do for a Kiri. Because you can always just TP, you bait him one way, then TP. You bait him to push you this way, and then he can TP back to your team. Is what most Kiris do. But yeah, Vega disengages point, which I guess just sets up a very easy kill. Because other than that, they actually get away with it, Toronto. Like, it's really scary. But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think one thing that's true about M80, in my opinion, is I think UV and Lyre are really fine. I think they're like a solid backline. But I think Tree and Spectre are like one of the best DPS lines going, really. Really got a lot to offer. Scissors has played Farah and stuff as well, done particularly well on that. I don't know if I have a strong memory of Scissors playing much else, but Farah and Tracer looked good on both. Alright, so a Kitsune rush push, aggressive here from Toronto. Oh, we got it, we got one. A bit of a weird kite from M80. I feel like... Does Kaluch hit anyone? Not Kaluch, sorry, does someone hit anyone? Yeah, Tree's stomped. Spectre's going to barrage and lamp, but they're going to beat through. Lyre's beat, not quite in time. It's a shame, right? Because if the beat catches Spectre, then this ult fight looks completely different, and we're probably actually seeing a couple of Toronto players die on that engage. Would we say Tree ranks among hitscan DPS? Well, actually, I can show you exactly where I think. I think Tree is here right now, in the kind of middle tier. But I think he's like, his potential is really high. I think he could jump up with a good... The only reason Tree probably isn't higher is because he's not played that many games and that many important games yet, you know? But I think the more opportunities he gets, and again, I don't know if the Esports World Cup will actually serve as a particularly good opportunity for him. But hopefully he can still impress people. Tree is actually insanely talented. So I think a couple more performances to justify it, and he'll go at least up a tier very easily. All right, retake now for M80. One thing that M80 will suffer from a lack of practice time will be all these sort of like point specific stuff to try and solve, and these tricky. Nah, like this retake is quite tricky, right? So I guess they're just gonna kill Sugar Free again, which is the ultimate way to just retake this point. Is just pick one of the DPS before anything happens. They're not even kind of doing anything, you know, like. Where even is Spectre right now? Like, we've just got 4 people kind of just peeking an angle. And Kaluge is able to walk in and kill Sugar Free. Alright, so we're going to go with Cage. Cage and High Noon. Merit is super far back, though. So they can actually all DP this High Noon. What are they up to? Yeah, someone just cancels his cage. They've just gotten this all wrong, Toronto. Then they just push in afterwards. Good, decisive from an 80.
Inside of that cage fight, so M80 doing a nice job, even with Toronto Define having a nice ultimate advantage. Yeah, 90% and counting now. A barrage for Sugar Free.
Yeah, Kaluge hasn't been overwhelmingly positive about, or overwhelmingly enthusiastic about it.
But it's never a guaranteed thing, and it's a short window.
All right, Kitsune Rush on point. Kind of in the middle of everything. They're trying to double down on UV. UV is going to need all the help in the world, but will not get it. They lose Merit on the way through. Spectre trades 1. What are we? 3v3 now? Or Tree's going to die. They're actually so low here. Kaluge and Bob can kill everyone, maybe. Ah! Oh! Fuck. Toronto are actually playing really poorly.
Already the recall drawn out of them here, so the stall will be done. In Toronto, yeah, like we've said, Michelle. Yeah.
M80 are going to beat Toronto.
Go to the doctor, maybe?
So yeah, I mean, M80 I think played this fine. I think there was also a lot of gifts from Toronto there, so I don't think M80 have done anything particularly impressive so far, but they've just taken advantage of all of Toronto's mistakes.
Right now, though, they've got probably the second best team in North America standing in their way, so Toronto won't be punching out any Z's anytime soon. Good poke here from Sugar Free, though. Emboldened by trash talk here. Grasp used as Kaluge wants to try and push up. There's a stop here. Kaluge.
They're trying to swing out here. They just killed someone again. Fuck me.
Emboldened by trash talk here. Grasp used as
Come through left. Someone with a slam. Doesn't really catch anyone with it. Oh, we absolutely crushed.
Sigma, and he can just take so much space. One thing that's really interesting when we're watching this is just look how like Kaluge with this Sigma just kind of like moves up, right? Cycles his cooldowns, just kind of takes all that space. But now that you lost Tree, that's a lot of the damage, right? Ticking with the dynamite. I know space, but now that you lost Sigma, just kind of like move. Really
How do they just gonna give?
On the Sigma, and he can just I don't think it's gonna. So healthy.
Just some of the late trades here means they have to start at the back of the map. Yeah, UV isn't there, Tree isn't there. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Kaluj does drop out after Esports World Cup. Doesn't seem like he has much desire to play any longer than that. Right, farming right side. Again, Toronto just find themselves all just in this room, right? In this, we call it connector, but like in the connector area. We're gonna barrage out anyway. Oh, they Susie through it. They trade 1 for 1. Window in the back. Oh, it's a good rock. They can Kitsune rush out. Bob's gonna get in the way. They'll try and push through Bob. Get him! They've got him. Honestly, seems pretty. Everything seems actually pretty reasonable from M80 so far. I don't think they're playing against the cleanest engages. They're taking advantage of all the space they give them. They're gonna beat out here, actually. Look aggressively for something. Don't find it though. Yeah, I guess because Kaluj has his shield, Kaluj has his Matrix. We're a little bit worried about Kaluj. I guess it's the high noon coming as well. They choose to... I know, it's weird that they want to beat on the Malga at the same time the high noon's going. It feels like it's just going to be a hard thing to do. Then... Oh! Come on, liar, mate! Kaluj had that one. Then they actually, the engage afterwards connects. Fuck, yeah, maybe it looks different if we find a kill here. The absolute, well, that's just Liar doing, you know, one Lucio to another. I'll get you out of that flux, don't you worry, mate. Lucio's over Sigmas. Alright, engage looks a little bit better. Tree is the main target. Lamp comes through and the window. Rock is there from Kaluj. But disengage, they find a much nicer timing here. M80 aren't as in formation. Oh, the dynamite still does so much though. Oh, if he'd hit that shot as well, it would have been so clean. Liar's got the finisher though. Alright. Wait, how does... Oh, just a freebie. Lion was close to beat as well.
Client of the year.
Thanks, Fish. Who's the client of the year? You? Me? Me, probably. Well, I mean, it's the sort of thing we should do, right? A kind of client of the year nomination. I'm watching this stream, I don't need ads for it. It's actually wild, isn't it? Does everyone else have the same thing where every time they get an advert break on Twitch, they get the Esports World Cup advert? Every single time it gets one for me. I've been told about Sir Madge's airport so many times. So many times. We get it. He has an airport. You've not seen a single one? That's outrageous, Robo Hobo. I don't believe you. I guess maybe it's like targeted by territory. Would be the explanation there. Or you're just lying. No, one of the two things. So a really aggressive swing here. What are they trying to do? Let me actually pay attention. Whoa. So they come round and they're just trying to push. They're just trying to rush through it, essentially. And as such, they push straight into Sugar Free. Liar's giving them the wiggle, though. But they won't be getting to it. Could be either. Great. We've got to the bottom of that one then, eh? Oh yeah, I remember this fight. Alright, they come through high ground. And then, yeah, who is it? Spectra goes to swap. And someone just reads what he's doing him. Reads what he's doing, cuts him off. And now they can take a 5v4 dive if they fancy it. RuPaul looking for the nade. Spectra just gets that swap, and the original dive is just good. Just good, right? Not too shabby. Hold on, sorry.
Going up against those Maga comps, where Tracer is arguably a little bit weaker. Sigma, you know, not boasting this huge amount of armor, which usually makes it pretty tough for Tracer.
Alright, so Toronto can go early if they want. This area that UV's moving through right now is particularly difficult and a scary area to get hit in. Or they might just hold back and hold for wider open angle and point. Welcome back. Yeah, it's not live LGW. Yeah, we're just watching an old VOD. You've not missed anything. The actual tournament starts next Wednesday. Oh, okay. Reasonable. Where was Sugar Free? Just trying to fight Spectra on the angle here. Spectra gets more pocket, gets more resources, forces the recall, and Tree will punish him. Really quick from Tree, actually, here. One thing that is undeniable about Tree so far. He's so aggressive. Unreasonably aggressive. Probably too aggressive, right? But it catches a lot of people off guard. He finds a lot of picks that maybe other hit scans wouldn't because of how aggressive he is playing it. And stuff like this, where it's just like, oh, my guy's fighting a Tracer. I'll go get involved. Gets the pick as a result. And in theory, his retake should be quite easy. They do have to, I don't think they did need to lamp for that nade, but it's a scary one. They can just walk out and shoot stuff now. And they should be able to get the flip sooner rather than later. You thought Lenny's Echo was good? I think it's alright. I think the problem I think for Sugar Free is the flex DPS talent pool is super high. So while he's okay at a lot of heroes, I think Trace is probably his best. Once we get to the big dogs, I think Sugar Free finds himself often outclassed. And the problem is that's Toronto's ambition, is to beat those big teams, right? So it kind of leaves him in a bit of a pickle. So need to see more from Sugar Free. But I think he is a good player. Alright, so Bubble doesn't go where he wants it, but someone does wiggle through with this. A classic Nano Primal from Toronto. Oh, the nade connects as well. It's just over. They're getting this one so often, right? Nano onto someone into Primal.
Tosses it right in there, right on top of someone. He has the Primal, and then also the Nano previously, right? There's just no threat of him dying. That's going to be an.
Well, that's exactly my point, Pog. On his best heroes, would you pick him above a Stalker, a Heesang, a Kevster even, right? Proper, it's hard, right? You know, yeah. Alright, we're going to rotate to Cars here. Lyre catches the nade. Evie's going to get headshot as well, which is a problem. And now Toronto are going to be keen to... If they get the staggers here, Toronto, it'll just be map. They're thinking about it. Lyre has to beat... Yeah, realizes they can't afford to die. They're going to Flux as well. Kalush just trade one, actually. Kalush might get a few if he can survive and get this Flux off. Spectra finishes one. Oh, they're all right, actually.
No, they do make some changes to Surgeon in this, like, deletes UV range. No, they They do make some changes to Surgeon in this like last patch, right? But you can get
Yeah, it's a good call by Lyra, actually, I think, to try and turn with beat.
An EMEA happen is this is going to be a flux. Here, Sound Barrier was rolling for Vega and the push on in, get back. I also think that like Cassidy is so strong. Cassidy just so safe, right? I know he's to a ton of hell. Fine.
I didn't see what happened to Merit.
No, they some open rail. We saw in this like last patch, right? V range.
I don't know.
No, they do make some changes to.
I mean, he gets one, right? I'm assuming he gets like, does he get flashbang? Does he get rocked, maybe? Presumably rocked. So otherwise the Cass would have an assist. I guess Kalush just rocks him. I think he dies even if recall hits for first heal. If Toronto do a rebuild and pick up Tree, who do you think they need to improve on? I guess you could maybe go for like an all-star flex DPS if you could get one. Maybe like Alpha Yi potentially becomes like the obvious pickup. I'm sorry. They should import Brandrop. Who gave you permission to come in here with a flaming hot take like that? One last ride for Pele? I think not. Where did MN3 and Zest end up? MN3 is now a Valorant player for, I want to say, is it T1's Academy? And Zest is on... Wait. Literally played them today. Mag's team, whatever they're called. Someone told me earlier. Metamong? Is that right? Am I spreading misinformation? I think that's correct. I think that's correct.
And also great against flankers, right? So I think it's just more to Cassidy's extremely strong right now.
Did you see the old people team, like the Ryo Jae-hong, the Jae-hong one? Yeah. They will be probably not qualifying, I imagine. Alright, so what's happening? M80 in control of a point, but oh no, is that timing again from Toronto? On Mag's team? Oh no, you want this. This is the close you'll get to a scrim league. But you know who seems actually fucking top tier from everything I've seen? Lee Soo-min. Actually, he's playing so well. Playing so well every time we played versus him. So impressed by Lee Soo-min. So I'm a believer.
Cassidy's been very effective in keeping Sugar Free a little more quiet, and the stopping power on the Winston also is pretty desirable. Here's a nano again for someone. Last time, though, the Cassidy's been very
Who is we? SSG.
on the Winston also is pretty desirable. Here's a nano again for someone. Last time.
Nah, Lee Soo-min's good. Lee Soo-min's good. Vindane is in like too much hate. He's actually maybe not. Lee Soo-min though. Lee Soo-min is good.
Though the Cassidy's been very effective in keeping Sugar Free a little more quiet, and the stopping power on the Winston also is pretty desirable.
All right, can I rotate back to cars? But here, all right, Rock. Avoid the pulse bomb. He's gonna get naded as well. No one, only Light catches for nade. We'll be okay. All right, they deny the primal. They've done it. They've outplayed the combo. M80 on the verge. They've got Kitsune Rush if they need it, but they don't need it right now. They can Kitsune Rush just to deal with a primal. They're rotating aggressively. They want to try and win it now. They're going to try and go up to this high ground. I remember this. UV just goes slightly too soon. They come with the high noon. They throw. They throw. Yeah, Pog is too much of a leak. Too much of a leak, unfortunately.
Feeling like a primal blade. And I think this is going to be a lock up for now. Toronto Defiant. No chance for
It's going from Faith to a Fixer, not a face significant downgrade. I think it's a downgrade, yeah. I don't know if any information actually came out about exactly why they chose Fixer over Faith. If it was like a business decision or a coaching decision, if you know what I mean. Is given you the code? Yeah, well, the codes would be too much as well, unfortunately. Alright, similar again in Toronto, struggled on map 1. It was the TM situation. Yeah, but why did they have to fire Faith? Could they not have cancelled Fixer's contract instead? Hypothetically, at least. Hey, Yanito. They probably need reasonable cause to terminate Fixer's contract, which they don't have. Yeah, but isn't the same true of Faith's contract? I mean, the way most of these org contracts are written anyway is they can kind of just terminate you if they feel like it. most contracts give the orgs like pretty reasonable freedom to get rid of people. There's not often massive guarantees. I think even our Overwatch League contracts, there was only, I mean, it varied player to player, but I think me, for example, I think I maybe only had 4 months guarantee if they chose to fire me. Maybe 6 weeks. Maybe 6 weeks. I can't remember now, but it wasn't anything like particularly generous or lucrative. Alright, so aggressive for backstep is good for now, but Merit swings, gets a cheeky pick. They keep going, alright. And a ramp up of the aggression, but they kind of... They do trade someone for it. So we're going to have to give a bit more space on this next one. They'll meet on this next corner. So last decision was aggressive from Toronto. Now they have a flux. Someone comes in, but it's taken so much damage. Like, there's a point here where I think if you're someone, you really have to question, like, can I actually press go here? Because the answer must feel like no, right? Oh, it must feel like no. Oh, they do get the barrage off on Kaluge, so it'll work out. Feels rough, though. Right, so we continue to hold close. Now a Kitsune Rush push, probably coming in the same area. M80 got to be ready for it. You can see how far back UV is. They have to try and take some space. Trying to bait out the engage here. Window comes through. Someone will disengage it. You can see how scared M80 were of that engage. Now the Kitsune Rush from the high ground, but M80 have kind of already scattered, but it doesn't feel like they know where they want to be. Like, if you look at the movement from Toronto, we're all going to go up the corridor. We're all going to come out the high ground. We're going to Kitsune Rush and try and get on something. I mean, if I look like... I can get a good pause angle. There just seems to be, like, obviously Spectra's gone above. Kaluge has gone up the stairs, but... Laya probably actually wants to be with Kaluge on the stairs. But it's just like, it's kind of disconnects on which way we're going. So Laya tries to double back the other way. Doesn't work out. Kaluge does get a trade. And denies it. And it becomes a bit of a dogfight. Alright, but you have to say, so far at least, there's opportunities for M80 to win some of these maps. Alright, Magma Slam comes in, everyone avoids that, beat comes through, Flux onto someone, he's low. Suzu'd most of it. Someone's going to try and run out up top. Kaluj can keep chasing that. We'll deal with this as well. All right.
Of course, had the prescribed response and a sound barrier there for Toronto. And even though M80 only hits like a 3-player beat, Collusion Tree find multi-kills individually and shut down that attempt at a retake by Toronto.
Why are so many Kaluj fluxes? I don't think it's... As long as you can kill the person in the flux, it's not so bad. The big thing is, like... Because some Sigmas have this problem where, like, they see 3 people here, right? And they see fucking the golden flux, right? To flux 3 people. What actually happens if you do this is all 3 people leave the flux. And you flux nobody, and you look like a prick. So what's better if there is something like this, which is how most teams will be playing versus flux, is you just pick a person, like you pick a target, right? And then you flux that person. So it only looks like a one-man flux, but as long as you got, like, there's a cooldown out you can punish, right? So it depends a little bit on the comp. But if you can guarantee the kill on someone because you force out the cooldown or whatever, then just hit the flux, you know? It's just a one-man flux. It's normally more than enough to win a fight, if they've not got, like, some kind of other crazy advantage on the go. So to be fair, I think that flux was really fine. Flux was really fine. Alright, no ults for this one though. Tree is going to... Was he really toying with the idea of going up those stairs? Or going up the elevator rather? Would have been crazy. So we've got the cart about halfway, so it's not the end of the world, but this is the other problem M80 are going to hit. Is if you want to play mainly Sigma comps, there's loads of maps where you might just go like, ah, fuck. Not Dorado. Dorado's a really hard one to play Sigma on. Iconwall. Oh no. Holly. Oh no. Ilios. Fuck. Even like parts of downtown as well, you know. Runasapi as well. Really hard one to sig on. So I think there's like a big situation. I mean, even Shambali, you can make an argument that Sigs can be a hard one to do on Shambali just because Ram is so viable on that map as well, you know? Can you leak what the DPS meta is in scrims recently? Yeah. Almost every team has been running 2 DPS. Almost all of them. Maybe actually all of them. People are still quite DPS pilled in general. Only 2. Yeah, only 2. Only 2.
It's a barrage while inside the benefits of the Winston bubble. And then, like, Tree just comes back with Kaluj. They end up picking up some more. And look at this.
Alright, so... Wanker. We'll be able to give more next week. I can't do it now because it's too close to it, you know? But once I've seen enough and then, like, I'm separated from scrims for a couple of days, I think I can talk about maybe some broad things a little bit more. I don't wanna do any of the teams dirty, you know? Out of respect. How did they get in this situation, right? So they once again, M80 are once again doing a difficult low ground reaction. Or low ground reaction, low ground retake. Sorry, I was reading Fredo's messages as I said that. I did do him already, Fredo. Did do him already. Seems alright. Seems alright. So, should be really hard. Kaluj is going to be forcing point. Kaluj is also very split right now. So Toronto uses this as the trigger to go. They're going to bubble. They're going to barrage. The lamp is going to save absolutely no one. Seems really hard for Kaluj. Where was Merrick going, out of curiosity? Just a quick question. Where's Merrick going? Where's Vega going? Is it, did they all drop with the barrage, basically, and then they've just all gone a little bit split, going back up? Yeah, sorry, Yanito. It was actually just a joke at your expense.
Very low, but respects the Sigma damage enough to get away. Mirror though can't escape from Tree, who's an absolute bloody menace. This is decent for M80. Toronto are now like
Yeah, don't worry, Gif. If there's one thing you can rely on in the world, what's the meme? Is if there's 3 guarantees in, if there's only 2 things that are guaranteed in life. Wait, what's the saying? Fuck. Hold on. Hold on. I can Google it. Death and tax, yes, thank you. Fuck. I messed up now, but yeah, if there's the 3 things that are certain in life are death, taxes, and Rock Esports signing a Overwatch team that's gonna be shit. I was tabbed out trying to find the thing. Are teams playing 2 supports too? Yeah. Again, a pretty big consensus that 2 is the correct amount of supports to run. All right, so they've kind of just. Again, it feels like M80. It feels like Toronto are fucking up, honestly, right? But M80 are taking advantage of all these things, and that's what you will say about a good team in any sport, any esport, right? Is they punish mistakes from the other team. They don't give you an inch. All this kind of stuff, you know. And it feels like they're really doing that. Really doing that. Alright, Kaluch is... Sometimes I do worry that, like, this gap between... that keeps appearing between Kaluch and the rest of his team is sometimes too big, and there's a window for punishment there. Nano onto the high ground. UV's gonna try and get into jail. Tree is peeling with it. Oh! Someone is low. UV's giving him a slip. The Primal's coming as well. Beat. M80 doing a good job dealing with these Nano Primals, these last couple of ones, but still the trades, though. God damn.
Someone's able to live so long, Mitch, you know, Nano, Primal, like, just kind of between those, like, if the grenade comes on...
There seems to be some... Yeah, if I inadvertently started a 5v5 and 6v6 debate, fuck. That was the last thing I wanted to do. God damn it. Alright, they have to try and go up this high ground. It's so hard. So outrageously hard to do this. Vega with a celebration beat. Sends the fireworks off. I feel like these last three games we've seen so many celebration beats. Alright. Nano, Primal, Pulse, a load of things that could go very poorly for M80. And they've got to come through one of the hardest parts of the map. They're going up the elevator. RuPaul is going to go in. Why is RuPaul has gone in? RuPaul was maybe goofed this. Oh, no, it's fine. I don't know, Mapinlo. I think, honestly, would a race war be better than a 5v5, 6v6 debater? I think so. I think so. I don't know how you feel, but I don't know if any of you use Reddit. And whenever I see these fucking takes about 5v5, 6v6, has anyone played the 6v6 code? Here's the code. It's the first time I've enjoyed Overwatch in 17 years! It's like, oh, fucking grow up. No one cares. Oh. The point is, only one of these debates annoy you. I don't know, does this happen? Does anyone... Because in TF2, this didn't really happen. Obviously, there weren't... In TF2, there were no regular updates. For those of you who don't know, I did used to play TF2 competitively. But no regular updates, really. So there wasn't a shift in meta. But there wasn't really this sort of frequent debate about, like, what's better or any of this. Did you ever play against Sideshow in TF2? I sure did. TF2 competitive was that in the 90s? No, it was actually in the 2010s. Did I win? I sure did. Have I ever played one in Lithuania? I sure did. Because like loads of people took TF2 seriously. But yeah, there wasn't the same drama. I don't know if is it the same with is it the same with other games like League of... Is this sort of dialogue common in League of Legends where they're just always like moaning about balance and patches and heroes and all of this? And this is a good question. How did you get the job at Toronto, by the way? On your podcast, your co-hosts call themselves far right, and you have invited Hitler to the podcast twice. Just ask, mate. Just ask. Don't know about him, but he's fans surely too. They voted to ban from his Twitch chat because I had a different opinion. What are we talking about? I feel like I've missed something here. Oh, Samito. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I've ever taken Samito that seriously. Don't really pay much mind to what he's saying. Where is the Japanese uncoachable? Someone did contact me actually and say uncoachable. They were gonna they wanted to translate uncoachable into Chinese. So if there are any Chinese people watching, don't worry. I'm sure that's coming out soon, and you'll be able to experience uncoachable in translated, so you can get all of our views. Obviously, if you are Chinese and you're watching and you don't understand English and you require a translation of a podcast, you won't have understood what I just said. So if anyone watching speaks Chinese and can translate what I just said to any of the viewers who only speak Chinese, so they can know that the translation of Uncoachable is coming, that would be appreciated. Yeah, I think that all makes sense. That all makes sense. No, it's just going to be a written translation. I think we've not got dubbing artists. Could you imagine if we dubbed it? Could you imagine if we dubbed it? Hasn't AI come far enough? I did get an offer from someone offering to train AI to learn my voice to use as my like stream alerts and stuff, but don't think I'm quite willing to sign over my voice rights just yet to some random Twitter account offering me an AI voice thing. I mean, Chris knows a bit of Chinese as well, so maybe Chris needs to be head of translation. When one coach will get an English dub? Probably at some point. Alright, what am I looking at? Come on, M80 gonna win this. I might speedrun this one actually, because I need to go make dinner in like 20 minutes or so. Yeah, if anyone does want to translate Uncoachable into other languages, feel free. Feel free. I don't know how Sugar Free manages to kill Spectre so quickly. When are we getting the Uncoachables Muppet episode? You greatly overestimate our budget, unfortunately, player. We're a shoestring operation. Unless, obviously, anyone in chat is a puppet maker and happens to have some puppets that look like Chris Hunter and myself. Now, they wouldn't mind lending us. If that's the case, we can get it going.
Yeah, go from bad to worse here. Toronto say, oh, you guys want to come up? M80 also were a little staggered. Kalush got knocked out, and then I think like Tree and Ultraviolet and Layer turn up. But they're Sigmas on the low ground. Mockery of a high-level Overwatch match.
All right, now a very difficult retake. This map is just going to be over quick.
Obviously, you can see where the box of victory is. It's basically on top of this second checkpoint, so we will see the cart round the corner.
Would I be interested in new backgrounds and stuff for Uncoachable? Yeah. Yeah. If you wanna, if there's like a, if you want to pitch it, I'm happy to pitch it to the team. Obviously, no guarantees, but if it's good, we'll use it. If it's bad, we won't use it. That's our general policy.
With the sound barrier here, I mean, this is going to end very quick.
No experience in making puppets. Fuck. How much does the child labour shirt cost? Which one are you calling the child labour shirt? Or just all of them? I think it's like $22 for the client ones. And $25 for the, like, the Uncoachable logo ones.
They would have run through, I guess, all of the most quality opposition here. I would say there's no one left attack and giving.
Let's go to the third map. Just send you what you're looking for, see what you can do. Yeah. Remind me, I'll put it on my to-do list. Wait, I'll actually unironically put it on my to-do list. Wait, where's the third map? Oh! Bro, that's like £17? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. Maybe the reason for person one was planned to only have these guys. What are we talking about? Next week's client is everyone who is buying that scam. What do you mean? I think it's a reasonable price for a client of the week t-shirt. What were people discussing earlier when we compared their best heroes? Sugar-free. Sugar-free. What was I writing down? Message. Map emo. There's weird gameplay in the background. Oh, what are we saying? I missed the first fight. Alright, so M80 seems to be having a problem against Dive, so going to go their super shooty comp. I guess D.Va slightly being buffed could, in theory, buff this comp as well. But, we'll see. Alright, no, it's fixed it. It solved all their problems. M80 are about to reverse sweep Toronto. Alright, they get almost cap off it too.
Sugar-free switching far here is the Tracer. We'll get to that in a second. We're going to nano here on the Winston. Someone, goes over the Matrix now. Not making any use of that Ultraviolet.
Alright. Alright. Tough one. Could have peeled it slightly better. Maybe could have got to beat. Where do you think Sugar-Free's Tracer matches up to EU and Korea? For Tracer specifically, I think he's probably like pretty close to probably in the same kind of tier as someone like Psycho, I think. I don't know who a Korea equivalent would be. Maybe someone like Viper as well. Like, I'd probably put, like, Stalker, Proper, maybe Alpha Yi all the way up top. Maybe in, like, their own tier. Maybe Kev's is in that tier, particularly for Tracer, at least. And then there's maybe a tier with, like, Psycho, Sugar Free, Viper, Zest. Yeah, Zest is a good shout. He'd probably fit in that tier as well. Maybe a bit lower, actually. I feel like Zest has been better on, like, Genji more than Tracer, at least from what I've seen. Psycho greater than Kev recently, though. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I still think on Tracer, Kev's still that guy on Tracer. But I do agree he's been quieter than he has been, say, like, earlier on in this year. Oh, yeah, Heesang as well. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just forgot Heesang existed. I'm sure I'll be reminded next week at the Esports World Cup that Heesang does indeed exist. Spectra, I don't know. I've not seen that much of Spectra Tracer, because obviously most of the time when he was on Toronto, he was playing Echo and Hydron was playing the Tracer version. So I don't have a strong feeling for Spectra's Tracer. You want to poll on Heesang's existence? Alright, what happens here? So, high noon swing up top. Liar is slept, but it's not a problem. Don't find the engagement, don't quite have beat, so it all just starts to fall apart for Toronto. They put him number 2 to Heesang back in the O2 days? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised. I think Spectra's a very talented player, so I really would not be surprised if he's also got a good Tracer. Oh, fuck. Didn't want the beat anyway. Oh, wait, this was the weird beat, wasn't it, right? Where Liar Ajaxes, but he still beats 3 people. The beat from beyond the grave. The semi-Jax, yeah.
Yeah, he calls Ajax, but Tree had a bunch of overhealth there, so I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't know if I would call that an Ajax. That was
a beat from hell. You ever get beated by someone who no longer exists? Fuck. Where do I rate? I rate him quite highly. I think actually, as we see another fucking nano primal situation. As much as I think M80 will do nothing, really, nothing of significance at the Esports World Cup, I actually think Tree and Spectra is a great DPS line. And if they do manage to upset Ents or anything like that, or get any kind of result, it'll be all Spectra and Tree, I really think. Alright, let's speed this up a little bit. Tree, Spectra, great, and Happy Pelly. Maybe on balance, yeah. Maybe on... probably not, actually, to be fair. Pelly's super good. I'd probably say, Tree over Happy for me. But I don't know. Pelican's so good. For a gigantic nade after they try and disengage this Bob. Yeah, like Pelly and Happy are still better, but I think it's like it's really close. What's the point of Ashe over Cassidy? So obviously big damage, better range, all of that. But Bob is a decent ult as well. And especially when you're playing against these brawly comps, if you can get dynamites through, like particularly Sigma is something that struggles against this. Dynamite and nade just means there's just multiple things for the brawly team who would generally want to hold an area in a relatively small formation. It means the dynamite can just do loads of work. And also, I think there's this big thing that, Cass is super durable, but Ashe isn't. But I think Ashe is actually pretty survivable for the most part.
And close to a nano here for Rupal, who, man, looks so good in that last fight. Despite what Lion may have to say, we know better, don't worry. The dynamite here from Merit, really looking to...
Alright, on the high ground now. Difficult to dislodge this Ashe. We kind of saw the same. If you remember, if you were here when we were watching Route 66 of the Ents Peps game, and Kai was just standing on a high ground versus the Malga, it's kind of the same thing, right? Where for ground tanks, like the Ram or the Malga or whatever it is, Sigma, if the Ash or something's on a high ground, you can obviously shield it, but you can only do that for so long. Then the Ash just gets free dynamite opportunities again and again and again. And if your timing is good on that, you get a lot of value out of it. Which we kind of saw, like we kind of saw Kai actually take over at Route 66 because of that kind of exact situation.
M80 doesn't want to move through that choke. They kind of move to the opposite side. Big bio grenade yet again.
Oh.
M80 doesn't want to move through that choke. They kind of move to the opposite side. Big on M80 to kind of push up a little bit.
We're going to rotate out in this window. We're going to catch... It's actually another 5-man. There's back-to-back 5-man nades from RuPaul here.
Individual level, they make it look stunning. I would also say that maybe Diva is not your run-of-the-mill composition on this map. M80 are playing Torb as well.
I mean, if you saw the Kasaurus uncoachable, I think even Toronto are now also on the same page not to buy into the Merit Tracer all that much. So I don't think we'll be seeing too much more of it. If only Diva had a way to stop these nades, yeah, well, you're just asking for something that doesn't exist, Yanito. So what do you want him to do? All right, Spectre's having a breakdown.
Yeah, very close to a map completion. No primal, but you'll have a nano here.
All right, on the ropes. Well, this just, I can't even remember if this one ends in a full cap. We're just gonna get a classic Nano Winston. Oh, dive is good, lamp is good. We're gonna kill through anyway. UV gives them the juke. Vega and Sugar Free hunt it down well. And that'll just be it. Alright. Does it change anything for me? Does it change anything for me? Nah, probably not, right? Probably not. I still thought UV played relatively well. Tree and Spectra. Maybe... Tell me if this is a... If I swap Flora and... I'm tempted to swap Flora and Tree, but I don't know if there's actually really enough evidence, right? On the basis that all Tree has done is... Tree's put in reasonable performances, but it's been nothing like crazy. I'll just leave it. I'll stop touching it. Yeah, we looked at Space Ranger already. We reacted to it within minutes. Tree can play everything. Tree can play everything. He's probably played more hit scan recently. But yeah. Kellen to M80 just because Kaiser can't go. Yeah, well, I don't know if Kellen wants to play, right? When Kellen was here the other day, he was saying he only wanted to play the Esports World Cup and not beyond. And that's part of the reason he ended up leaving Twisted Minds. So, not sure exactly what's going on there, but maybe Kellen's not super interested in continuing. All right. So I think we are done for today. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow because I need to do recordings for a video. So, we'll be back Saturday. And then what we'll do on Saturday is we'll make... I guess people want to look at SSG, right? Because if we look at teams we've done so far, Tracer Raccoon, LGD we can't do, Falcons we did, Twisted Minds we can't do, Greatest Showman we're not doing, Rock we're not doing, and these teams we have done, Bleed we're not doing, Ent we can't do, M80 we did, Nightmare we can't really do, Fnatic we did, Virtus Pro we did, Zeta we did, so it's just SSG, right? Not streaming my Juno gameplay. We can hop on, I guess. The China versus Korean. I don't think... Are any of the good games happening? For the Hammer Cup? Let me open it in another tab. Oh, do this. There we go. Hammer Cup. I think it's 7. Oh, wait. And these are good games? When's this? 19th. Tomorrow at 1, I'll be in scrims. 2:30, I won't be in scrims. Maybe I can. You're not going to watch 2023 VODs for Spark Team China? No, not really. Feels too long ago, really. And then more good games on the weekend. Are you a coach for SSG or just a friend just helping coaching? I'm not even really coaching. I'm just fucking, I'm hanging out. The idea behind it is, I knew I was going to be co-streaming, I can probably go big screen now. I knew I was going to be co-streaming the Esports World Cup. And I knew there wouldn't be any real tournament going into it. To give us a clear idea of the meta or what to expect. So I asked Chris if I could sit in to watch and be up to date in the meta. So now when I do the co-stream, I can hopefully provide some useful information. And I wanted to really understand how the bans worked in practice as well and how teams reacted. So I asked, and obviously I get on with all the guys, so they enjoy having me around, I think. Yeah, an intel gathering mission, yeah. I mean, if you remember back on the earlier episodes of Uncoachable, when we had maybe, I don't want to call it drama, but some of our talk about production and talent and this, we talked a little bit about the idea of, like, is there not a world where, like, the optimal thing to do is to sit in scrims and try and learn these things, pick these things up, and then try and translate someone out to the viewer. That's kind of what I want to do, you know? Like, I want to be... I'm taking the event quite seriously, because obviously I've been given the opportunity to go and do it in person, which I think is a very nice opportunity for me, at least. And one that maybe only seems to be coming from people like SSG in Toronto, rather than from, like... I don't really call it... from the establishment. So, yeah, so I want to do well at it, so that's why I've been in scrims all this week, to get a bit of an idea for meta, and obviously the advantage is SSG are bootcamping in Korea, right, so I actually get to see all of the teams, so I kind of have an idea of all the teams going into it, which I think is really useful for me. Co-streaming from this channel, yeah, it's all still on my channel, I'll maybe just be wearing an SSG t-shirt instead. Is there a desk? Yeah, I don't think it's been announced officially, right? But from what I understand, I expect we'll see a very similar type of broadcast to what we got for like OWCS. I think it'll be pretty similar. Or just no t-shirt? No, I think it'll be I think I'll be wearing a t-shirt. I don't know why I hesitate on that fucking question so much. What was I... Fuck, I've been waking up too early and not getting enough sleep. Why did I have to contemplate that so much? Like, should I wear it? No, I think I'm going to wear a shirt. Fuck me. It starts next Wednesday, Pog. It's a serious concern. You want to see? Yeah, every time I see you, I just think peg it now. Peg, 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 peg. Peg! Alright. No shirt would be better. I mean, it's going to be air-conditioned there, so I think it's really reasonable that I wear a t-shirt. Again, honestly, not looking to get into a debate about this. I'm pretty convinced I'm going to wear a t-shirt. But yeah, so I'm not streaming tomorrow, so we'll miss the upper bracket semis, actually, from this Hammer Cup. But we can maybe catch some of it on the weekend. I'll be streaming Saturday and Sunday. Streaming Saturday and Sunday for... So if it's on, we can catch some of that. Let's not make rushes, we can discuss it later. Yeah, we can watch some of the later ones. How's the meta looking? I can't say too much, but I will say everything is in play. Honestly, from what I've seen over the last few days, really, especially with bans as well, but most comps are in play. Really, most comps are in play. So we're going to get loads of variety, a load of opportunity for teams to play to their own strengths through all of this as well. I mean, I enjoyed the Malga meta, so maybe that's a loaded question for me, you know? But yeah, it's a high variety meta, especially with the bans. Even Junkrat. I literally have seen a Junkrat. Literally seen a Junkrat, so don't even worry about it. The ban's really bad for some teams and good for others. Not from what we've played so far. But maybe we've not played some of the teams who, or I've at least not seen some of the teams who would be more easily exploited by some of the bans. Alright. So I think that'll do it. I'm going to go eat some food. Thank you very much. I won't be back tomorrow, but I will be back on Saturday and again on Sunday. And we can finish this off. And maybe if we have time on Saturday, I don't know how many games we'll have, but we'll do an entire bracket prediction, right? And obviously, stay tuned to YouTube, because I'll try and get that video out over the weekend as well. Who are we raiding though? Smurf? We raided Smurf yesterday, no? We're gonna raid Smurf back to back. Everyone loves Smurf. Did you have a good time with Smurf yesterday? Is that why everyone's so Smurf pilled? Flats? Not going to be raiding flats. What about apply? I feel like we've not raided apply in a hot second.
Gigantic.
Let's do apply. Let's do apply. Just so he has to say I want flats. I don't think I've ever watched any flats content. But people demand Smurf. Why are you guys so Smurf pilled? You're such Smurf believers. You're not like I've watched flats. You can't convince me. We're doing apply. I've spoken. I've decided. But thank you, everyone. I'll see you Saturday. See you Saturday. We'll finish our catch up and we'll do an entire bracket breakdown of everything. Good night, everyone. Enjoy your Friday.